Hollywood Omar Kelly, Dan Day along here with you. Dan on the update there. Good morning, Dan. We got soccer today, don't we, in town here in Miami?
That is right. You get Brazil and Scotland at 6:00 from Miami Stadium.
All right, Miami Stadium, better known as Hard Rock Stadium without the logos. Omar Kelly, good morning. How you doing, man?
I am excellent. How are you this morning?
Good. I see you've worn your your cut sleeve shirt today. To show off whatever training you've been doing for Crowder. Is that right?
Let's not do this.
Don't poke that bear today.
No, let's not poke that bear. I am still training. I'm headed to the gym after this.
Okay.
But that's just overall training. Get myself right, get myself healthy. This has been probably the best process that I've had for probably since November.
And you're having a good camp, is what you're saying.
Yes, I'm having a very good camp.
Okay,
absolutely.
And that's what I like to hear.
Wearing my Carroll City Chiefs shirt because
I see you're always repping. I know.
Yes,
I know.
And we're gonna have a state champion this year because we're paying to play.
Yeah.
We got all the players.
The best players money can buy.
That's correct,
sir.
The
movie Blue Chips.
Yes.
You got the best players money can buy. The movie doesn't hold up anymore.
You remember? Also know what movie doesn't hold up? Johnny Be Good. You remember that movie?
Johnny Be Good. No.
You don't remember that movie, Dan Day? It was about.
What's it about?
It was about a quarterback and his recruiting trips to different programs in Texas and UCLA.
Not sure I've ever seen this one.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure I have the right name for it.
You probably don't.
Yeah.
Johnny Be Good is like the name of a song, right? Song from
Chuck Berry.
Yeah, from Back to the Future, right? When
No.
Hey Marvin, it's your cousin, right?
It is absolutely Johnny Be Good.
Okay.
It is a 1988 American comedy film, which is former Chicago Bears Jim McMahon and sportscaster Howard Cosell make cameos in the show. The plot is Johnny Walker, a student from Ashcroft High School, is a top high school quarterback, and his best friend Leo Wiggins. They take their recruiting trips to state universities, and get sold on education and all that kind of good stuff. It's actually a funny movie, but predates you probably.
I'll put it in the queue, Omar. I mean, I'm not gonna watch it, but I'll put it in there somewhere. I haven't watched a movie in a very long time. I have about 20 hours of flying ahead of me here next month, so maybe I will start queuing up.
Where are we
some
going?
movies. I'm going.
I know you don't leave the United States.
I am leaving the United States, actually.
What?
So this is what happened. Not that anyone cares here to start the show, but I travel every year for my fantasy football draft.
Yes,
you know this. My friends this year decide they want to go, and I was very, very much against this. Decide they want to go to Montreal.
Okay,
which is in Canada.
Yes.
Now you need a passport to go.
Yes,
to Montreal.
and I know you were.
I did not have a passport.
That's correct. Yes.
Prior to this whole situation, so
which blows my mind, by the way.
So my wife, is smart. She assists me in getting the passport.
Did she get one as well?
And she tags along and gets her own.
Okay, gotcha.
So
what about the kids?
No kids. No kids on this one. But long story short, because of my friends wanting to go to Montreal, I am now going to Italy for a week.
Okay.
So hold
on. Wait. Italy and Montreal are not close.
No. These are different trips.
Yes, I know. So your wife basically decided to exploit your fantasy football.
She did. She was very
said,
wily.
But how? I mean, she's clearly wanted to travel internationally before.
She very much wants to. And she is very much getting to now. So
of course.
I mean, something I've never done before. I'm nervous. I've used Dono as been like my travel guide because Dono is like Mr. Italy. He goes to Italy for like 2 months at a time.
So Italy was her first choice. She didn't even want to go to Paris.
I think she wants to do a lot of these places.
Yes, she does.
Italy was
That's
Italy
generally
was
what women.
Now Italy was like high for me. Now there's one place that I cared to go, and I do like
the Colosseum.
Food, but yes, the Colosseum.
Of course, you got to be my tour guide
because I've seen a lot of sports buildings that I've liked to I've wanted to see.
This is the ultimate sports building.
The ultimate sports, yes. This is like the Madison Square Garden of sports. Europe.
Yeah. So absolutely, no question. Literally, that's the only reason I want to go to Italy as well. I don't even like Italian food.
Yeah, so that's what I will be doing there.
Dan
But,
Day, have you ever been to Italy? I know you're a world travel. You're a United States traveler. I didn't know if you were a world traveler.
Yes, I have been to Italy, Rome, Venice, and up and down the countryside.
Okay, you probly
There you go.
backpacked it too. No,
No. I was
Oh,
on a
you
trip.
didn't backpack through Europe?
Dan stayed at the Four Seasons.
You know it.
Oh, come on. I don't believe it. He stayed
Whoa.
at hostels. He risked his life.
The tough part about booking
He
these trips,
hitchhiked.
every time the price comes up for anything, it's like double because it's in euros and our dollar is weak now. Apparently,
It's not double. It's like
I know it's not double, but it's more.
You're paying.
It's like if something is like, let's say
$100, you're paying
like
170.
13.
Yeah.
It's like
Well,
13.
yeah.
130.
So you'll walk up and it's like, oh, it's a $20 burger here in Miami. It's a €20 burger over there in Rome. And you're like, wait,
Yeah.
it's really like $26.
Now the vibe I've gotten from just like looking,
But that's
at
not new.
menus-
Hold on. That's not new. This has been.
This has happened forever.
But
Yeah.
the vibe I've gotten from looking at the menus is that the food there is generally cheaper than it is here. Like you can get a meal there a lot cheaper than you can like in downtown Miami.
And
or
for the
something.
record, it tastes different than here. We
I'm
are
hoping it's better.
absolutely. I don't know if it's better.
more
we are-
authentic.
Yes, it
I
is.
don't know.
It's more
I go to
authentic.
touristy places.
We shoot up all our food over here, and apparently that gives it
What are you
much.
talking about? Like unhealthy stuff that we put in our food?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm well aware of that, yes.
We're you
that
know,
I know.
and so chicken tastes different over there. Like
Yeah.
any kind of meat tastes different over there because we're not shooting it up with hormones and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. I love the Food Network. It's one of my favorite things
Oh.
in the world. And I got invited to a dinner with Robert Irvine.
Okay.
Restaurant Impossible, Robert Irvine.
Mhm.
I'm a huge fan. And he was talking to us and he was telling us how, like, we was talking about healthy foods. And he goes, well, in America, it's like really, really hard to eat healthy because every piece of meat you get, basically everything you get has crap in it. Like
Correct.
it's not,
Mhm.
and that's why it lasts so long. Apparently, that's why all of our food
that is
can sit
correct.
on the shelf for months
Yes.
on end.
Mhm.
Anyway, I don't think anyone cares about this stuff this morning. Those are my travel plans for anyone that cares.
I'm excited for you. I am
thank you.
truly
Thank you.
excited for you.
Thank
This is big for you.
It is big. It is big. I'm
proud of your wife.
I'm kind of nervous about it, but hopefully
I'm so
it'll
proud
go
of your
well.
wife making you do this.
She did get me to expand my my wheelhouse.
I am trying to find a vacation for myself because in a month my life is over.
Yes,
Like,
I'm very aware. You want to join me? I think I'm going during training camp though.
Oh,
So.
how do you pull that off? Like,
Well, I don't know when training camp is, but this is when
training camp
we could
begins at
go.
the end of July.
I'll be gone. So yeah, this is like this was a non-negotiable situation, man. So you'll
It's-
handle training camp for me.
Yes,
You'll
as
be
it
my
should.
eyes and ears.
As it should. It's
Yes.
yeah. I mean,
That's your
sometimes
deal. You do training camp. I go out there for a day or two, and my favorite is sitting with. So I sit with Pete Prisco, Bo,
Mhm.
Joe,
Oh God,
and
they
Kyle.
they run their mouth the
And
whole
Kyle
time.
Krabs. So
yeah.
between the older gentleman who I
Mhm.
just mentioned, Kyle not included, kind of just sit there and it's usually
Talk about the
now,
old days.
It may be
and-
better
yeah.
now. It may be better now.
No,
that
it's not.
practice is going to be a little bit different. But the last handful of years, they would sit there and just
Complain about how
rant and
soft
rave
practice
about-
is.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Mhm, mhm. How soft these
And
players this generation is. Yeah.
Me and Kyle just kind of like sit there and look at each other, and Kyle's just like the
Mhm.
nice guy.
And
that's
Joe
like,
won't stop talking.
No, Joe goes. and-
Whenever Joe comes to practice, I have to.
They all go though. They all like they are all like Bo and Pete and those guys. Like they all and you can't sit over there because
No,
you
you
have
can't.
to
You
lock
can't.
in.
Yeah, you can't. I can't pay attention.
Yeah, you would
I cannot
you
sit.
would
with
never
them.
get your
Yeah.
job done if you sat with those guys
Yes.
at camp. By the way, it's quite an experience.
Yeah, I know.
It's
I'm
quite
aware.
an experience sitting with those guys at training camp and
As
listening to them.
entertaining as you think Joe is on radio, it's live. It's better in live.
Yes, it is. It is better in live because he's a big fan of the F word. As he's made it known. It's not a secret. He's a big fan of that word. Anyway, yeah, that'll be that's around the corner. I'm leaving in about 3 weeks for I think 3 weeks from yesterday. I'm leaving for Charlotte
Oh yes.
for the ACC media kickoff.
Mhm.
So we will have Mario and Darian Mensah, I would assume, is going to go with the Miami contingent.
How long do you think the ACC is going to be alive?
You know what, man? I don't know. I really, really don't know.
Yeah, I mean, listening to your interview with the University of Miami president, and he basically was talking about how conferences are going to eat each other, and it's all about the next TV deal, and everybody needs to be aligned, and I thought like you could tell he was a forward thinking individual, and it just made me feel like these conferences they're going to gobble each other up. They're going to just eat each other to the point where there's one conference.
Well, it seems like, so here's my thing on conferences is that I would like to the only thing I would like is first of all, rivalries to come back would be nice, but more so, I just think there needs to be geographical alignment.
Yeah, I know
I'm against this, and
yeah.
And they get.
I mean, but if we're doing a national television network, I kind of would like the whole nation instead of just the Atlantic coast. You understand what I'm saying? You feeling me here?
I do, but I'm not.
I don't disagree with you.
One thing, football is one thing. It's not as hard for a football team.
Correct to make the cross country trip, but the basketball team having to go to
the basketball team,
Stanford,
the baseball team, the track team, the whatever.
Baseball team, not so much because they're there for a 3-day series.
Yeah, but it's all these other teams that are.
Yeah, but let's be real about it. Nobody cares about them,
and they don't. Well, that's not true. Don't say stuff like that.
Very few people care about them. Let's not lie to the people.
It's 6:12 in the morning on a Wednesday.
Let's not lie to the people. Nobody cares about University of Miami soccer. Sorry. Let's be real about it. Nobody cares about University of Miami track.
I wouldn't say nobody because I know that they do over there.
Very few people. They don't care that the athletes have to get on.
Don't get anyone mad at you in Coral Gables at 6:13 in the morning. Don't do it, Omar. Don't do it today.
Very few people.
You asked the question, where is it going? And we had a wild situation yesterday with this Brendan Sorsby thing, which I don't know, may either be coming to a close or may just be getting going.
It's coming to a close because if he decides to take on the NFL,
we'll talk about that in the coming segment. I think I'm going to be with you on this one. We may agree on this situation, but
don't bite the hand that might feed you.
Yeah. We do have that coming up next month, early or middle of next month. We'll be in Charlotte for that. We had the big news with Giannis yesterday, and the fallout now. Brad Stevens talking about Jaylen Brown, and he's I don't think about anything without thinking of him, and he's on our future.
Yeah,
He tried to put out a fire that he started, and you can think
I don't know if he started the
you
fire.
Can thank those two players that no one's ever heard of that Boston decided that they wouldn't part with. Boston sounded like the stubborn Heat for a second there with those like two players that they wouldn't send, Bruno and some other guy who they wouldn't send over to Milwaukee to make that trade happen. So thank you to them. I still don't understand why Boston would want to make that deal, why they'd want to give up all those picks and Jaylen Brown for a player who you could certainly make the case is not even as good as Jaylen Brown unless there is a major rift between.
I totally disagree with you.
Those two guys. Well, Omar, they're both really good players.
Giannis is the reason they call him the freak.
Yes, Giannis is a unique player, but Jaylen Brown also put up MVP numbers.
There's like five Jaylen Browns in the league. How many?
I know you seem to think there's a lot of Jaylen Browns in the league. I know you.
How many? No, I do. How many Giannis's are there?
There is one Giannis.
Okay, thank you.
But Jaylen Brown still, I think, had a pretty good impact on his team last year. I don't think he's just some looter in a riot
in his heyday. Was
I think
Jimmy
that's kind
Butler.
of what you're throwing.
Hold on, wait. In his heyday, was Jimmy Butler, Jaylen Brown?
I think Jimmy Butler turned it on to a different level in the playoffs.
Okay, you didn't answer the question. Is that
But I think here's what you're doing with Jaylen Brown, which we didn't get into yesterday, but I think that you are grouping him into the looter in a riot category. Like Tyler Hero is going to go to Milwaukee and probably put up close to 30 points a game.
Nah,
he may very
22,
well, right? No, he's going to get his shots.
Yeah,
okay, he will get his shots.
I think Ware is the guy who's going to come up.
He's going to put up. Well, whatever. I'm just giving you an example.
Yeah.
He is going to put up big numbers there. Now, when I say looter in a riot, that's guys that are on bad teams that get a lot of shots every night and are able to put up numbers. The thing with Jaylen Brown is he impacted winning. That team actually won. He wasn't just out there putting up the, an empty 30 a game.
Because it's a
His
better
team
team.
won.
Good team. Solid team.
So clearly he was able to impact winning. That wasn't a looter and a riot situation. Now they can sign him to a massive extension here.
And that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to soothe his pain with money.
You would think they would, though. That always helps, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
That always helps. Didn't help as much down here with the Dolphins with some of the guys they signed over the years, but
that's a cheap shot right there.
It is a cheap shot.
That is a cheap shot.
I do want to talk about this Brendan Sorsby thing when we come back here. By the way, somebody texted, here's an angry way to start a Wednesday morning. He said, just got back from Italy. Rome is the worst place on earth, crowded and hot and no transportation. There you go.
Oh my God, you couldn't Uber in Rome?
They have Uber, as far as I can tell.
They have
cabs,
rental
cars,
cars,
as far as I can tell.
Yeah,
and I don't know what places are cold this time of year, but
yeah,
everyone keeps saying that. It's gonna be hot there. I'm like, okay, it's 110 degrees where I'm at right now. Like, I can't imagine it gets a whole hell of a lot worse.
No, it doesn't. Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
Paris for me would be the worst place in America. And I've been twice. Been once.
You're in Europe.
Yeah, I know.
You don't like Paris?
I mean, sorry. No, I hate Paris.
Really?
Yes. And every time I get married, I get forced to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sucks.
All right. Well, put that on the bucket list of places to go now that you've talked it up.
Oh, your wife absolutely wants to see the Eiffel Tower.
I don't mind. I'll go see. I will go to all
What do you mean
places.
you don't mind? How long have you avoided getting a passport?
I have avoided it. I have for a very long time.
Yes. We're talking like 3 decades.
Well, you don't need a passport to go to Vegas. But Vegas,
I don't like Vegas
also
either.
Miserably hot during the summer.
Oh my, yeah, it's like an oven.
Vegas is very hot. I think most places are hot during the summer. I
That's
think you'd have to go to the other hemisphere, right? Is that how it works, Dan Day? You'd have to go to
the
other
world traveler, Dan Day.
Where it's winter.
Mean, it's just they have opposite of us. When we have summer, they have winter. When they have winter, they have summer. If you really want to go somewhere that's cool or cold in the summertime, you go to like Alaska or the Arctic Circle or something like that. Siberia.
Maybe. What about Canada?
Southern Canada can get warm. Like Montreal can get warm.
Yeah, I don't think it's cold up there.
If you get further north, though, the summers get a little cooler.
Dan has me going to Siberia to escape the heat. I couldn't find that on a map, Dan. Do they have direct flights out of Miami?
No.
Siberian International Airport?
Man, listen, now that I know Dan Day is a world traveler, not just a United States traveler, I am going to grill him on where he's been and what he's liked, because Dan has such a unique taste.
What's your favorite spot, Dan? What would you recommend as if someone was getting into world traveling?
I mean, for someone here in the United States, Athens, Greece, for me was fantastic because it has all the history, but all the modernness too. So you can walk through the middle of the city, and as you walk through, you have modern and you have kind of arts and culture. Then you have, of course, relics, and you have the Parthenon and everything like that. And it's small enough to where you can walk around and get around easy, but still large enough to you get that big city feel. Okay. And now we got Greek freak here.
Sold.
So
I'm sold.
True. Is that in the same family of the Pantheon? Because that's thing I'll be seeing. You said Parthenon. Is that the same thing?
Yeah, the Acropolis, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Version. I'm sold, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, you walk around, look at old buildings.
Yeah.
And hopefully eat a lot of pasta. But that's the deal. And I know it's hot. Someone said no AC in the summer. I know there's not a lot of air conditioning up there. Unfortunately, with my schedule here, that the summer is when we have to travel. It's kind of summer or bust.
Yeah.
We got Canes. Canes football starts in August, and I got Canes hoops that goes all the way, hopefully through late March.
Yes.
God willing. So
absolutely.
There you go. That's kind of my schedule, and the kids are in school and all that. So anyway, that no one cares.
And I want to talk about you'll do Disney for spring break.
I'm going to Disney next week.
Okay.
Well, not Disney, Universal. Because again, I like going to places that are unbearably hot and standing in line
and crowded.
Expensive.
Yeah. That's my true passion.
Are you a fast pass guy?
I am this time.
Okay.
Oh yes, I'm staying in. So Universal has hotels you can stay in that give you the fast pass for free. So I'm staying in one of those hotels.
They give it to you for free?
Yes.
There's nothing for free in this world, so you are paying for it.
No, it's not part of the high hotel rate. It's just it's a free perk that they give you for being a nice person. All right, anyway. Well, I want to talk about this Brendan Sorsby thing, Omar, when we come back. As this thing has maybe reached a conclusion, maybe not. We will discuss when we come back. It is Wednesday morning. You can reach us on the text 305-567-0560. We have our YouTube stream up as well, 1043 WQAM. We will take a pause. We're going to discuss this Brendan Sorsby situation when we come back here on QAM.
Construction to watch out for this morning. Traveling out of Broward County, US 441 northbound from Oaks Road to beyond I-595 westbound. It is affecting a right lane. Miami-Dade, you're also dealing with an accident this morning along Florida's Turnpike and northbound as you approach that ramp to the Don Shula Expressway. That's traffic. I'm Alia Escobar on FM 104.3, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Welcome back in here on WQAM. Texter's still trying to get you to read Moby Dick, Omar. I told you I have a bunch of time to kill. Maybe I'll bring a book. I'm just kidding. I would never make it through a book, I don't think, at this point.
A good book. I mean,
yeah, maybe like a Dave Hyde book or something, but that's really the only thing I'd probably have
I've been tempted
to
to watch the Game of Thrones. I mean, to read the Game of Thrones
Is
books.
it a book?
Yeah, they're books. Yes.
Okay.
Are you a Game of Thrones guy?
No, I did not care for the show.
Okay. Oh, you're making a sad mistake. Disappointed.
I just didn't care for it. My wife loved it. I didn't really.
So your wife watched it. Is she watching House of Dragons now?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
You should ask her. It's a great.
I try to fall
experience.
asleep. Usually when these programs come on, I try to get a little sleep here. Unsuccessful most of the time, but we got this deal here with Brendan Sorsby, and the NFL essentially came out and said you didn't send us enough stuff for your application for the supplemental draft.
That's the excuse that they use.
I know, and it was a good one.
Yeah.
And they said we're not going to have a supplemental draft. He was the only player that was going to be in it.
Yeah, but that's how it usually works, though.
I also didn't realize, Omar, that they didn't have one the last handful of years.
No, absolutely not.
So I thought it was just something they always had.
No.
I did not even realize that. But now they are basically saying Sorsby can, apply for the draft like any other player next time around here after the college football season.
It's an absolute cop-out, but I totally get where they're coming from because I don't want to deal with Brendan Sorsby, and neither should the NFL. And I think a lot of the artificial hype that's associated with him and his play and his draft stock, if he were really good, and trust me, because I don't pay attention to college football, but when I'm shopping for draft prospects, the first thing I start with is quarterbacks. And if he were really good, I would have heard about him. And just like Sellers,
he is good.
Yeah, I know about every quarterback that's good right now in college athletics. I did not hear about Brendan Sorsby.
So I don't know how much Sorsby has actually made in his college career. I mean, I'm guessing he's done okay.
Mm-hmm.
That he has enough money to maybe last him a year, hopefully, depending on how he lives
depending
his life
on how he gambles. Yeah, okay.
If I were him, I would not go down the road of having my loud lawyer, the guy who's, by the way, everyone that seems to work for this guy, whether it's his lawyer or his agent, seem to really like to get in front of a camera or a microphone.
But they're lawyers. What else do they like?
Well, some lawyers won't do that and continue to speak publicly. Like, there's nothing to do publicly now. Like, there's nothing, I just don't know why these guys keep talking. And I think his agent did him a massive disservice through this process here by everything that he's said. But nonetheless, Omar, if I were Brendan Sorsby, I would spend this entire year training and showing that I can stay clean and that I am getting better and that, I'm good to go when the draft rolls around. That's probably what I would do if I were him. I would not go to war with the NFL because I don't know that he's going to win if he, decides I'm going to sue them and try to get an injunction. And even if he did, what team is going to want to touch this guy now?
It is a very slippery slope. I think the one thing I've known about the NFL in my 20 years of covering is that gambling is absolutely not tolerated on any sport, not even your sport. You can't even bet baseball games, basketball games. And if they catch you doing so, you're going to face a very harsh and stern suspension. This young man basically in his college career at 3 different stops did the equivalent to what Pete Rose was doing.
Yes.
And Pete Rose got a lifetime ban from baseball.
And he got a lifetime ban from college athletics.
Yes.
I mean, he's permanently banned from college athletics. He also, in the NFL, did point this out when they were throwing, when they were trashing the guy, that he did probably committed a bunch of crimes as well, because you got to be 21. You got to be 21 to play. So he was not.
Yeah.
So that's problematic as well.
Excellent point. However, there are ways around it. Not that I know them, because I definitely
don't. Ways around to bet?
Yeah.
Well, yes, he found them, Omar, but they're illegal.
I know, but
you cannot legally place the bet unless you're 21.
Here's the thing. Is he doing anything that basically the general public isn't doing?
He committed a crime, Omar. You're not allowed to bet if you're under 21.
He's also not the general public, so
I get that.
But whether he's the general public or not, it doesn't make it okay. Like, yes, because people do it. Like, yes, people drink under 21. It doesn't make it okay. It doesn't make it right, and it's still illegal. And if you get caught, you're going to get arrested or a citation or whatever for underage drinking. But it doesn't make it okay, Omar. Like, it's still theoretically illegal. Not theoretically.
Listen.
Anyway, the NFL, it's not me that pointed it out, which I am to you right now, but the NFL mentioned it in their statement.
Yeah, but they're hiding and running. They are
hiding and running. It is a cowardly move by the NFL.
It is, absolutely.
To say no draft, and we're not going to deal with your problem. The NFL, and Florio pointed this out. Well, Florio with us on Friday. The NFL likes to make up the rules as they go, as he pointed out. And there have been guys that have had issues in college sports that have not faced discipline in the NFL.
Yeah,
that Florio also pointed out.
Somebody on Twitter pointed this out to me, and I agree. You can pretty much beat and abuse whoever you'd like, and get away with it in the NFL with a couple of slaps on the wrist, but you damn sure can't gamble.
The NFL is very selective on their crimes that they seem to be sensitive about, right? They do, Omar. They make it up as they go. But do you agree with me that the best course of action for Brendan Sorsby would be to hire one of those like QB coaches, work out all off season or all season, and essentially just make sure show people I can live the clean life for a year, and then you apply for the draft. Like I think, to me, like that's the process here for him. I don't think going toe to toe with the NFL. Lawyers said they're gonna go nuts. Like they're gonna sue everyone and file for injunction.
Is that what he said?
I don't know what they're going to do, Omar. Like they may think better of that option, because it's kind of the nuclear option here, right? Because if you lose, or even if you win, what team is going to be like, okay, sign, let's take this guy, let's sign him up. Now I was okay with drafting him in the supplemental draft. Like if you wanted to use a late pick,
I was not,
and you wanted to take a flyer on a guy, like, it's kind of, to me, it was relatively low risk. I think this would be, even if this guy got through, Omar, it would be a situation where he would just become toxic.
Yes. I don't disagree with you. I think it's a very scary situation. One, gambling is much like drug addiction. It doesn't just go away.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm concerned that this young man has a problem that
he definitely has a problem.
Yeah. And something that more than 2 weeks of therapy 2 weeks of
30 days, I think you want.
Okay, 30 days. Sorry, my bad.
Credit for the 4
weeks. Are you sure you didn't get dismissed early?
Good behavior.
Yeah.
In prison, but
yeah, I think the NFL would have been more comfortable if you'd done jail time than therapy.
I'm just still may. I don't know, Omar, because again, what he did was illegal.
You know how many people they'd have to punish for illegal gambling in the United States if setting this example.
I think they do try to punish people for illegal gambling. It's against the law. That's why it's illegal. You and I are not going to agree on that one. Apparently, he's like, everyone's doing it. It's okay.
No, everyone is not doing it, but I do believe that this is a disease, and he needs help, and he needs more than a month of
that I agree with.
Concentrated therapy.
So how does this shake out here? Do you believe that he does what I'm telling? Like, just take the year, train.
He better
show people
listen. He better take the year, and he's not going to go play anywhere else because
I don't know if there's anywhere else left to play.
He could go to CFL. He can go to CFL and play, and showcase himself.
Man.
Yeah, I mean it's a professional league.
You want to risk that?
No, he's not going to do that.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
However, I would be terrified if I was an NFL team of touching him and taking him. I even felt like teams, if the NFL is terrified of Shedeur Sanders because of his entitlement, because of his attitude, because of his dad, because of his behavior, they should be terrified of this kid too.
So the league said this is from their letter here, Omar. They said your petition filed 3 business days before the deadline without any supporting information or documentation, and only after abandoning your recent litigation efforts to avoid NCAA sanctions, does not provide basis for the league to alter those plans. Some of the supplemental draft. The issues presented by your petition are too significant and too closely tied to the league's core integrity interests to permit meaningful review within the timeline presented.
Yeah.
They basically go on to say that the sole reason identified in your position seeking entry in the draft, supplemental draft, is that you've been declared ineligible by the NCAA, exhausted all your avenues to continue in the NCAA and want to play now in the NFL. The petition provides no information regarding the basis for or timing of the NCAA's decision. Public sources, however, indicate that in May 2026, the NCAA issued a determination declaring you permanently ineligible from participation in college athletics based on sustained pattern of improper gambling act. I mean, they just throw this guy under the bus, essentially, right? And say that you didn't do this correctly. And I think this guy has surrounded himself with some shaky people at best. I don't know who's doing these things for this guy, who did this petition. It's clearly did not.
It's some lawyers.
The high notes here.
Did you see the response from the lawyers though?
Yeah, they were upset.
And they said that we gave you opportunities to ask us and follow up information. And basically the NFL saying, we're putting you on ice for a year. We're not dealing with this right now. We're about to begin our seasons. Everybody's on vacation, and we're not doing research about you and your gambling problem in order to decide and determine whether or not we're going to select you in this draft.
The direct quote here was from his lawyer, Jeffrey Kessler. It's a violation of the CBA and the law. Not. We will pursue this immediately with the NFLPA.
Yeah, and he's not a member of the NFLPA. He's
not a member of the NFLPA.
And the NFLPA is going to look the other way.
Yeah, this is a really weird story that's kind of gone from – this went from –
What, Dan?
Go ahead, Dan.
I wonder what he and his lawyers are thinking. Like, I want to be employed by you. So how do I get in your good graces?
No, exactly.
Sue the hell out of you and then try to get a job with you.
He thinks this is like the NCAA where the NCAA has had to back off on every single legal fight. No, this is not the NCAA. These people are not, they're not pretending to be amateurs. These are professionals, and whether or not they want to let you in is up to them.
Someone's ripping you by. They're very upset with you about this whole legal situation. I don't understand how Omar, can be on the air if he does not understand the an illegal underage act. One can withhold personal judgment of the illegal act, but it is illegal. Yes,
it's illegal. A lot of people do it. It's like drinking alcohol.
I mean, that doesn't make it okay.
So
drinking alcohol underage is illegal,
correct?
And you can get arrested for that.
Okay, yes, and so if you're having such an issue with it, have the police go arrest him for underage gambling. Okay, and then do what?
The police? I'm not gonna. I can't send the police to go arrest him.
So
Omar, but I can tell you what he did was not
hold on.
Not only was it illegal from a standpoint of you're underage.
Okay.
He was betting in states that it was also illegal.
Okay.
Now they think it's illegal.
He's
also betting on a team that he played for.
That's the bigger issue for me.
Also illegal.
That's the bigger issue. I didn't say that. Here's my point. While betting underage is illegal,
yes,
so is drinking underage. They're the same thing, correct?
No. It's
I'm
illegal
not, but
by
I
the
don't
letter of the law.
understand what you're saying.
Oh,
Omar.
wait.
So wait, Omar, are you saying if everybody does it, it's okay?
No, I didn't say if
I
everybody
think
does
that-
it's
I
okay.
think
I
that's
said
what
if
you're
you're going
saying.
to, you cannot selectively police it.
Oh,
And if
yes, you can. The
No,
police selectively arrest people all the time for crimes. Why do they let one guy run through a red light and another guy not run through a red light?
fair.
It's great.
But
Great
are we
point, by
going?
the way, Dan? Everyone who drives 100 miles an hour down 95, that's illegal.
Yeah, it's correct. And
Doesn't make it right. It's not a good thing.
Okay,
It puts everyone else at risk.
But my point is, if you're going to police him for underage gambling, make sure you also police everybody in college athletics for underage drinking too, because literally it's a crime that's harmful to you. And if you choose to violate this crime, all of a sudden, because you got caught, we're gonna slap you on the wrist. Like, okay, then let's slap you on the wrist for underage drinking too.
They do.
Okay.
I mean, that's a thing. You understand this, yes?
Yes, but it happens all the time. It doesn't stop anybody from doing it. My point is the same thing with underage gambling. Doesn't stop anybody from doing it.
That's not true.
How is that not true?
Well, first of all, if
You
you tried to gamble legally, all right, you would never be able to be successful.
Okay.
Right? You'd have to either do it by proxy.
Yes,
someone else put your
which
bets
is what
in.
everybody else does.
Also illegal.
You tell me you weren't doing that before Hard Rock started existing?
I actually got into gambling much later on in my life, to be quite honest with you.
Okay, I'm not talking about the
we're being
underage
honest.
gambling, but you were gambling by proxy, so you were committing an illegal crime.
No, I wasn't. My friend in Milwaukee had in a bookie, so it was in another state. So it was not illegal.
But you were gambling, but your friend was your proxy.
I spoke to all my legal representation, and I was okay doing it. Look, man, I'm not here to say what's right or wrong. Okay, I'm just here to tell you.
It sounds like you are trying to tell me what's right or wrong.
It is illegal.
It's illegal to gamble by proxy. Doesn't stop people from doing it.
Okay, it's still illegal. This is a weird conversation we're having here.
I don't disagree with you.
The NFL,
but
said
you're all caught up at the fact that he was gambling underage. Who cares? The fact that he was gambling on the sport that he played in,
not good.
Team that he played in, that's the bigger issue.
Not good to be gambling.
The issue is the NCAA and the NFL don't appreciate a lot of the things that he did, whether they were legal or illegal.
As the University of Miami president, say the name again, because
Joe Echeverria.
What I loved in the conversation, which I encourage everybody to go listen to on WQAM, when you talked about this with him last week, he said that this is a can of worms that is prevalent throughout all of college athletics, and this guy is the poster boy for the case right now. Mm-hmm. Gambling is going to be an issue in our society moving forward. Just like alcohol and drugs, there are people who are addicted to it, and this is a disease.
Okay, I also don't buy the whole like gambling's legal now. It's I don't buy that argument. You're gonna bet if you want to bet. You're gonna do it. It's like with weed. You're gonna either now yes you can go to a dispensary and get it. If you can't go that avenue, you're gonna find your ways. Like you're going to find your ways to do stuff. Why not tax people in the process?
Okay.
Anyway, this conversation is going in circles. We're going to take a pause. We are not going to promote illegal activity on the program.
Nor are we going to admit to illegal activities.
Everything I did was on the up and up. We'll be back after this. Welcome back in here on WQAM on this beautiful Wednesday morning. We got a win in the 4-year-old league yesterday, Omar. The basketball team's in the win column. So
Is
I'm
this
riding high today.
What's your record? Or are you too embarrassed to say?
1 and something.
Oh, so that was your first win.
Yeah,
Did you give him a good old speech about how if you follow what your coach is telling you?
Nope. I just act like you've been there before. That was
a speech.
I just on to the next one. We got the back end of a back-to-back tonight for the 4-year-old league. So I know a back-to-back in the
4. Yeah.
Yes, they are 4.
I am, I've got my 5-year-old daughter, and we are on hiatus from dance. Why dance does hiatus in the summer, I don't know.
Okay.
They do their little showcases in the winter and the spring, and then after they go on hiatus in the summer. So,
well, let me ask you something about dance. Are the parents like your cameras? It's okay, Omar. We'll fix it later. Are the parents in the dance thing, like, are they as crazy as the parents in sports? Because I have come across some Looney Tunes during my tenure as coach in some of these leagues.
There are dance moms.
Okay.
And
but they must be pretty intense.
They're supportive.
Okay.
They're supportive, and I respect that. And because I'm a dance
so it's different than the sports parent.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I was the sports parent, and I assisted, and I was an assistant coach when my son did basketball.
Yeah.
And you got to deal with a lot of personalities in sports, and dance. It's not really personalities. It's about learning your routine and mastering it and doing it. But yeah, there are dance moms, but I haven't found a bad dance mom though. They're all very helpful to me, especially since I'm a dance dad, and I don't know what I'm doing. Like I didn't even know to have a.
So they're helpful in many ways. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know any bad dance moms.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
The sports parents have been just, nutty at best.
Yeah,
at times, but
is there a guy specifically who's a parent of your team, a parent on your team, and he's yelling because
no, I think everyone's been okay for the most part. Like, again, I'm coaching these kids are 4, so like half of them
can't even know how to dribble.
Yeah, like they just don't even like know where they are. Like my son is like he's a young 4, like he's going into pre-K.
Yeah,
he's not even in the grade before kindergarten yet.
Yeah, so he has no concept about dribbling.
So no, he's like he'll dribble the ball off the court a couple times. And
I can't even believe you're doing this.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm doing this one either. Like I do coach my older son.
Yeah,
in all these leagues, and that one is a little. It's easier, right? Because the kids respond, they listen, they can play to an extent. So it's that one's a little easier. But yes, the 4-year-old one has been a challenge. But we won yesterday. We got into the win column.
What was the score? Like 8-6.
It was 6-5.
Oh, okay.
It was 6-5, and I must say this: we were winning 4-3. We had an own basket situation.
Okay,
like an own goal. Like they shot it on our one of our players got the rebound, shot it on our basket, and so they gave the points to the other team.
Yes.
So it was 5-4 at that point. We ended up getting
so you basket. Overcame yourself.
We ended up getting another basket. We won 6-5.
Yes.
So that was how it went. That was how the game finished. We got to get to the 7:00 hour. Michelle Kaufman is going to join us in the 8:00 hour today, right at 8:00. We got a lot of World Cup to get to with her. Let's see. Dan, as every star player in the World Cup goes for 2 goals a game, has been pretty much the deal here. We might have to start parlaying some of these together here, because it seems like every single match you get the star player scoring twice.
It's getting a little crazy now, though, because most of the star players are through and they still have one more match, and they're probably not going to play. And if they do play, they're not going to play a lot. Then you get to the knockout round where it gets a lot more competitive. But yes, the stars have shown up so far, getting braces all over the place at this World Cup.
All right, so we'll talk to Michelle Kaufman in the 8 o'clock hour. We got Giannis in town. We got Brady Kachuk in town. Joe is out of town, so we still have a few more days left for some magic to happen. And the rest of this week.
What team do you want it to happen
return.
to? Yeah, we still got heat
if
deals.
I could make a deal with anyone, I'd like to see the Dolphins maybe boost the roster here. Not that there's much going on at this time of the year, but
only way you could boost the roster is by getting a veteran receiver, and I don't think Stephon Diggs is coming out the tunnel.
That's actually an interesting one. I do want to talk to you about that position with the Dolphins. All right, we'll take a pause. 7 o'clock hours next.
Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us, Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com. The World Football Scoreboard is brought to you by your local Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks is truly unmatched for every match with 29-degree drafts of Michelob Ultra spicy margaritas made with Casamigos and unrivaled views all tournament. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views. Ronaldo scored a brace as Portugal rolled Uzbekistan 5-0. England and Ghana played to a scoreless tie. Croatia won 1-0 over Panama, and Colombia defeated the Democratic Republic of Congo 1-0. Today's games, you get two of them at 3 o'clock, Bosnia-Herzegovina and Qatar, plus Switzerland and Canada, followed by Morocco, Haiti, and Brazil, Scotland at 6. And at 9 o'clock, another doubleheader, South Korea, South Africa, and Czechia and Mexico. BYU's AJ DeBansta was taken number 1 overall last night in the NBA draft to the Washington Wizards. Sandy Alcantara became the Marlins' all-time strikeout leader yesterday as he picked up the W as the Fish defeated the Rangers 6-4. They play again today at 12:10. On to weather, brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping keep your home and family safe when the storm rolls in. Visit tornadoroofing.com for your free roof and window estimate. Going to be hot, going to be partly cloudy too. Temperatures in the low 90s. I am Dan Day. Now back to the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
Hey, welcome back in here on WQAM. I'm Hollywood. Omar Kelly here. Dan Day on the update. Dan, we got air quality issues here, man. We still got those going on here. It smells like a barbecue grill outside. We got in the parking lot here. Did you notice that?
My house, I'm closer to the fire than you, so.
Oh yeah, you're further out west.
Yeah, even my daughter came outside last night and she said, "Dad, it smells smoky."
Yeah,
and I was like,
"It has." And we got hit. I don't know. You guys get those like that stuff falling from the sky?
Yeah,
like
the ash. Ash was last week. This week it's the smell.
Yeah, it reminds me. You ever see that movie Volcano, where there's with Tommy Lee Jones, where there's a volcano in like downtown Los Angeles?
No,
and like erupts in the middle of the city.
No, is there a volcano in downtown Los Angeles?
No, it's a movie. It's a made-up movie.
All right. Why wouldn't they make that movie about Hawaii or someplace that actually has volcanoes?
It's a made-up. It's a fictional situation.
Gotcha.
They do this. That's how they make movies. They make stuff up.
Why couldn't the volcano be in Florida?
It could have been.
Yeah,
it could have been, but it was in L.A. in the movie. I believe it was L.A. if I'm not mistaken. That was an older movie.
I don't know. I don't know what would motivate me to watch a movie nowadays. I do want. I have like, because I give blood all the time, so I've got like 6 free movie passes that I've never.
Is that why you do it for freebies? There are a lot of good freebies if you give blood.
Yes, they are. No, I do it because there's a community. There's like in Miami Lakes. There's like a street fair every Saturday, and they're always there, and I always go to the street fair. It is a nice thing to do. Really nice thing to do. And there's a chicharron spot that he loves you, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, he absolutely loves you.
Well, I would have to stop by.
Yeah,
I love the chicharrones. Let's do it, man.
And I go there every Saturday to get some chicharron.
All right, let's do it. I'm in.
You're in. Oh yeah, he does all kinds of meats too. I know you're a meat guy.
Yeah, they didn't come out right, but I am. I definitely. So it's just like a Brazilian steakhouse on wheels type of deal.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, I'm a big fan of those. Brazilian steakhouse is probably my favorite. If we're ranking all you can eats, right up there with a good shinju. But yeah, the Brazilian steakhouse is quite a meal. Like that's a nice experience.
Mm-hmm.
They walk around with the steaks on the skewers and they slice it for you at the table. But I might have to do this with you, Omar. But yeah, the air quality out there, man. It's we need some serious rain to.
Will
that fix the problem? Because it has been raining. It's
not substantial enough. It's
not substantial enough.
Yeah, I mean we're dealing with a fire that's I don't know what level of containment it is, but it does create a very interesting haze at sunset.
The sky has looked wild.
Yeah.
I thought like the other day, I go, man, it is about to pour out here. No, that's just smoke.
That was all last week.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, that was last week. That's right.
That was all last week.
All right. Here's what we got going on in the world of sports. Busy week so far down here. You have Brady Kachuk on Monday, Giannis on Tuesday. We had the draft last night. If anyone cares, AJ Dabansa went with the top pick. I got a chance to call one of his games when Miami played BYU in Orlando last year. Got to do that game. Very impressive.
Very impressive young man.
Yeah. Very springy in those legs, man. You watch him and he's tall, he's built pretty well, obviously, but
in about 5 years he'll be the Heat's whale.
Maybe, but yeah, you see a guy like that, like you finally see him take off and like attack the rim, and you're like, oh, I see why NBA teams like this guy. Rough place to go, no question. Washington is incredibly toxic, very, very tough place to go, but
they said that about Detroit once, and they said that about
Detroit turned it around.
And that Milwaukee used to be there, and Milwaukee turned it around.
Yeah, but Milwaukee is the kind of market that is probably going to have to draft a superstar. Like, they're not going to get a free agent.
Yeah, and same thing with Detroit.
Milwaukee did very well for themselves in this deal. I really do think they did well for themselves. Like, they have, they
got half of the Heat's team.
They got a bunch of the Heat players. Apparently, the Heat did not want to part with all those guys too badly, but it is what it is at this point. We'll see how the Heat are able to fill out the roster in the coming days and weeks. It should be very exciting to see. I don't know if season tickets officially sold out, but I know yesterday I told you it was like 95%. I got that email that season tickets were right on the verge of selling out. But Omar, I did want to ask you this before we get back into some other stuff here. The Dolphins right now getting set to open up camp shortly here, about a month. The receiver position. We just joked about they need a veteran receiver. Like, if someone could be added to any team here in South Florida, the biggest possible need that this market has right now, would that be it?
Yeah, absolutely.
What does your depth chart at a receiver look like right now? Like, if you were setting your depth chart, Omar Kelly, from what you've seen, and I'll filibuster here and I'll give you time to bring out your depth chart.
There are a lot of names of guys.
But if you were putting it together today, let's say guys that are healthy, where would we stand?
Jalen Tolbert is probably the top receiver. He's the guy who has the best chemistry with Malik Washington right now.
Okay.
Then you got, Malik Willis. Then you have Malik Washington, who is trending upwards. They've always liked him. He's a very intelligent player. The only concern I have is I'm not necessarily certain he's a slot receiver. And then after that, I would have to go with the young rookie, Kevin Coleman Jr., who is a very experienced and polished slot receiver from college ranks. He's played for 3 schools, very, very experienced, and gives you a lot of slot savvy. So those would be my top 3 receivers. There's also Tutu Atwell in that mix. There's the rookie Caleb Douglas, but Chris Bell is not going to be healthy enough to contribute in the first half of the season.
You don't think he will be?
No, he's on. Okay. He's probably going to begin the year on the PP.
Huh.
ACL. You suffer an ACL injury in November.
Just to backtrack here real quick, the Waddle situation, and if you were going to, retrospect, would have been nice to keep a number 1 receiver, but how did that end with him? Did he quietly scream, I want out of here, I don't want any part of this?
He didn't, but he didn't necessarily want to be part of a rebuild. And especially if he can go to a contender with a more established quarterback, he was certainly fine. But the Dolphins really moved him because they weren't interested in paying his salary.
So who is out there? Who is out there that is left? Like, if the Dolphins wanted to make some sort of move at that position,
Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins. They just added Jalen Reagor, who I'm not necessarily certain he belongs in the NFL.
Okay.
But
so nice endorsement.
So, but anybody that they sign is going to have to be on the cheap, and I don't see any receiver joining the Dolphins on the cheap right now for what the Dolphins are willing to pay. I think more than likely when teams trim their rosters to 53, they could probably add some veteran guys and eventually they'll develop chemistry with Malik Washington. But Malik's going to have to go with what he has right now. And to me, Greg Dulcich is Dulcich is
Yeah, there you go.
is probably going to be the leading receiver on the team.
So then what are your expectations realistically for Malik Willis? And with that being said, is this a multi-year audition that he's going to get, seeing as
Absolutely.
he's not going to be throwing to a whole lot this year?
Yes, it's a multi-year audition.
For me with Malik, like I want to see flashes. I want to see him show us that, like, hey, I do have the toolbox.
Define what those flashes you want.
I just want to be able to say this is all eye test. No numbers. I'm throwing the numbers out.
I think the numbers are important more than the eye test.
I don't. Like, I can't. To me, like, again, the numbers lie a lot of times. The numbers lied with Tua, and I'm not getting into Tua this morning, I promise. But the numbers lied with him, and I think the numbers will lie with Malik Willis, right? Like, the team is probably not going to be very good. This is, I think, at best, what, a 5-win team, 6-win team, if things really go well.
I don't like when people say that because I'll give you a perfect example, and I'm probably going to write a column about this in the Miami Herald. Patrick Paul, right? You saw a massive jump from year 1 to year 2. He went from being, I don't know, to this guy's a franchise left tackle in one off season. If you get that kind of leap from Jonas Savaiinaea, from Chop Robinson, from Jason Marshall Jr., from Jordan Phillips and Kenneth Grant, from, let's say, Malik Washington, from Greg Dulcich. And that's just 5 or 6 players that I've named from Juju Brents, the cornerback. If you get that kind of leap from 6 guys, you could be a 9-win team. You could be an 8-9-win team. That comes down to coaching, comes down to player development. And to me, I would rather see 6 or 7 players develop into people who I think can be future NFL stars, like a Patrick Paul. If that number is higher than the win total number, I'll be happy. I'll be happy about the season. But that comes down to player development. And truthfully speaking, and this is no shade to anybody on the coaching staff, but yeah, I don't know these guys. They're all strangers, except for Austin Clark and Joe Barry. These guys are all strangers to me. I don't know if they can coach. I have no clue.
Well, we're going to find that part of it out, Omar. That's just one of the
the offensive coordinator is not a stranger.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I see 8 or 9 wins. But to go back to like Malik Willis, for me, I just he needs to pass the eye test. And I know that there are going to be games where it's going to be ugly, with what he's got to work with. But I just want to see from the eye test if this guy's got what it takes, or because the alternative is you're drafting a quarterback high.
Okay.
In next year's draft, which I'd like to avoid.
It's not the alternative.
Nice to be able to avoid that.
It's not the alternative. It's what healthy organizations should do.
By the way, if the Dolphins are really, really, really bad, they can get Jeremiah Smith next year.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He's supposed to be pretty good.
He could help Malik Willis a lot.
You would think. All right, we got to take a pause. Michelle Kaufman is going to join us at 8 o'clock this morning. We will talk some soccer. We got World Cup action in town today. The get-in price on that game I just saw is over $3,000.
Yeah, man, you should have got it last week when it was like $2,200.
You could get into a Super Bowl most times.
Yeah,
for less than that.
But this is bigger than a Super Bowl for most people in the world.
This one today?
Yeah, today. This one today. Yes. Indeed.
Maybe.
I've got a girlfriend who's going.
Oh man, is it like?
Yeah. Girlfriend who's going.
Really?
Yeah. She's a major Brazil fan. This is on her goals list.
Man, that'd be tough. You had a ticket for that. What's the face value? $300 or $400, and someone offered you 10x on that.
Nah, you didn't buy it for $300 or $400. I think she got in on the like $1,700.
It's $1,700 to go to this.
It's a goal thing. It's a goal thing. I think Solana was like that too, where it was just
Yeah, but I know what he paid, and he didn't pay $1,700.
Yeah, but that game was different. That game was like in the $300, $400 range. Yeah, but still, that's a lot for a soccer game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like I could understand paying $3,000 for the final, but no, I actually can't understand that. But like, it's a little more realistic, maybe. I don't know. I'm not paying $3,000 to there's no sporting event that could happen where I would pay anything near that.
I'm trying to think of the sporting event. You would have went to a Heat finals for $2,000, I think.
No, I don't think so, man.
Nah, okay.
That's your
life
too many
entitlement.
damn expenses with those kids.
Yeah.
Trying to think if the Dolphins made a Super Bowl. That would be one that you'd want to go to.
I don't think
you have to hope
would.
they would play in a small market or a bad, some team that's like not a good matchup, so that the tickets would be cheap. And usually you can get into a Super Bowl for what?
$2,000,
$3,000,
$2,000,
a little under 3, maybe.
Yeah, depends on the city.
Yeah. I know people were selling face value tickets for the Mahomes Super Bowl down here. I remember because we were down here. They were like, "Oh, we can't go. Do you want the tickets at face value?"
What?
Yeah, but they usually go under. You would, for the most part, right? The tickets at face value is $5-6 grand.
Nah.
Anyway. We have that match here in our backyard, and people are right now. The get-in price is over $3,000.
Yes, sir.
So everyone going is spending a pretty penny to attend this match tonight at Hard Rock. Or don't call it Hard Rock, Miami Stadium.
I'll call it Hard Rock if I feel like it.
We got to take a pause. Michelle
I don't live by FIFA's rules.
Yeah. Someone said the big question is what current player would Dolphin player would Omar be willing to box? We're still trying to figure out his fight with Crowder. All right, so he's going to fight a retired Dolphin before he fights a current one. We'll be back on QAM after this. Welcome back in here on WQAM. Omar, we have an item up for auction. How about this one? OG Anunoby's tip-in ball from the NBA Finals. Dan, as I already told you, Omar. Dan, any idea what this ball will go for at auction here? This thing is currently up on Sotheby's. You can actually, I'm sorry, June 30th is when the bidding will begin. But any idea what this thing is expected to go for? If you had to play a little Price is Right here.
$250,000.
Okay, Blake. Blake is in there with you. Blake, what is your guess? And I will give you a hint that Dan is very, very far off on this number. So, Blake, do you have a number that you are thinking of? Quickly.
Is there a starting? You're talking about the starting bid?
No, what the item will sell for. It has a price that they go like an estimate on what it will go for. So, Blake, what do you think here? What's your number?
375,000.
Okay, you're also incredibly far off. They expect this ball to sell for $3 million. You were way off, but at least you didn't go over. Guys, you didn't go over. So on the Price is Right, you're still involved. You're still in the mix.
I think $3 million is ridiculous. I don't believe it'll sell for $3 million.
I actually think it'll sell for more than $3 million. I think $3 million is a conservative estimate. This is the most famous item, arguably, in New York sports history in the last 25 years. And not being some sort of New York sports historian, but that's like. I mean, that's the tip-in ball on the big comeback that essentially won them the championship. Like, this is an insanely cool item. Now, I agree with the people. Like, I saw comments on this. I do agree with people. Like, these sorts of items should not go up for auction. Like, I hate the fact that this has the potential to end up in some rich guy's man cave.
Yeah.
Like, this should be displayed at the Garden. Like, the owner of the team, who's a billionaire, should be able to buy this ball and display it for everyone to see. Now, I don't know why he would have to buy his own ball. The NBA has deals with all of these different auction houses, and there's jerseys now that are up for auction. So they do have a right to.
Every player's finals jersey should be.
They
up
do.
For sale.
They do. And now, players are wearing multiple jerseys per game so that they can have their own jersey, and the auction jersey, and they'll take the patches off some of these jerseys.
Players have to pay for their jerseys, by the way. Did you know that?
Will they take the $200 out of the $200 million check? That stings.
No, yeah. I don't know about the NBA, but the NFL, they have to pay for their jerseys. When they jersey swap, they have to pay for their jerseys.
I'm sure they have to pay for the ball too when they throw the ball in the stands. That's true.
Joe Rose knows about that.
That's true. Yeah.
I did not know that.
No, of course you have to pay for the ball. They charge you what do an NFL ball go for at Dick's? $99?
They used to fine you. I guess that's the same thing now.
Yeah, but I think you have to pay for the ball.
Did Joe have to pay for that Dan Marino first touchdown pass that he caught that he threw into the stands?
There's a lot of mystery around where that ball actually is.
It's in the stands.
Sure.
I always say, why not just say this is the ball and actually just.
Well, that is an issue
If
that
you're
you
Dan
have,
Marino,
but that is an issue that you have with items of that nature, is that, verifying the authenticity of the ball is obviously quite difficult, right? And you could try to photo match it and do stuff like that. Nowadays, NFL balls have a serial number on them. They do have stickers and serial numbers on them, so you know where the ball was, what it was used for.
That's ridiculous.
This is all blowing your mind here.
So when they change balls, do they change balls in NFL games and NBA games? And
the NBA, I don't imagine switching.
Yeah, they got like a bag of balls that they use.
No, but the NBA will use. I mean, the NBA will have a game ball, and I wouldn't imagine, because they the players go out on the floor and they test out the ball beforehand. If you ever watch like the pregame, I'm guessing they don't change that ball. But the NFL, I mean, the guys have a bunch of them. You see that they have the little guys on the sideline.
And they put the little tape, and
I think the kickers use their own.
The kickers use balls.
Each team has their own because they have their symbols.
Yeah.
Now
that I think about it, like, you score a touchdown, the guy gets the ball, so they mark the ball off, and then they bring out a new ball. So
they have the team logos on them in the NFL, and then in college they use different brands of balls depending on what team you're on, right? Like, you can use a Nike ball. If you're a Nike school, you can use an Adidas ball, or you can use a Wilson ball.
Nike makes a ball.
Of course they do. Yeah. So you can use the like in college, they have different brand footballs. Like the Ohtani ball from the game down here, which I tried to catch, but I went to the wrong side of the field, sold for $4.4 million. The 50-50 ball. But that was bought by some company, like, and they've put it on display. So you can go in Taiwan. If you're ever in Taiwan, Omar, maybe that's you. Let's say you're looking for a vacation. Maybe you could go to Taiwan and you could see the 50-50 ball.
You know, the only memorabilia that I've ever thought about actually wanting.
I'm interested to hear. Go ahead.
This is the weirdest thing ever.
I imagine it will be. Go ahead.
The BMW that Tupac got shot in.
Wasn't that up for auction?
Yes, it was.
At some point?
Yes, it was.
I feel like that was, right? Would you know what it sold for?
I don't know what it sold for. But
why would you? So this is the car that has like bullet holes in it. Yes. What would you do with such an item? Though? You can't display it.
I would make a hip hop.
You just want to make a museum in your driveway.
No, it's not in my driveway. I've actually recommended this to Tom Garfinkel many years ago. I thought that when they wanted to build a water park, which obviously they
apparently the car's currently up for sale, by the way.
Yeah, how much?
Right now, 1.7.
1.7 million. You can put some change together.
Here it is.
Is it really 1.7 million?
Death Row Records. It's got bullet holes all through the side of it.
Yeah. That means Snoop is selling
$1.75 million.
Yeah.
You can buy it from this company, celebritycars.com in Vegas.
Yeah.
That's a double whammy because you hate Vegas. So you'd have to go pick it up in Vegas.
I don't know if I like you confessing that I hate Vegas because I don't
strongly dislike.
Sorry. I don't necessarily want that.
We saw Bam and Giannis were hanging out in Vegas. And you were like, why are they hanging out in Vegas?
Yes.
I was like, well, because people like
that.
Vegas.
Was yesterday, by the way.
Yeah, they were at a WNBA game.
I mean, I would think that a picture of Bam and Giannis together would
well, it doesn't matter now.
All over. Yeah, I mean, no, it does matter now because they're the new Twin Towers.
The deal's done.
Yeah, but
it's over though. It's not like, oh my God, they're hanging out together. He's going to sign with Miami.
It's about chemistry. It's about develop. I want to see. There's like video of Bam like playing basketball at FIU. So wherever they do their run, the pros do their run. Bam and Giannis. They clearly are hopefully running together, and I want to see it. I want to see it.
You're gonna see it.
I know I'm gonna see it, but I want to see it now.
Oh, you want to see okay?
There's like a semi-pro league going. The guys working. I forget where they play. I think it's like in North Miami area, and guys go out there and play. Like, did you see the video of Triple J learning while he's on like an LA Fitness court, hooping, doing a run, learning that he was traded?
I don't want to see Giannis or Bam at a local LA Fitness.
No,
playing pickup ball with people. Well, let's keep them.
No.
Good heading into training camp.
I've been to those games.
I'm looking at pictures of this car. This is wild, Omar. I can't believe you want this, but there's like an actual like a phone that's like docked in the armrest.
Yeah.
Of the car.
I mean,
like an old school phone. Someone said it doesn't have the bullet holes. They've been covered up. I'm looking at it right now.
They have been covered up.
No, I mean not.
I don't want them without the bullet holes.
Not according to the picture I'm looking at.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't want the car without the bullet holes.
I don't know if this is like an old photo or whatever, but it looks like it's got.
You got to put the bullet holes back in it.
Whatever. Omar's not buying this. I don't think that's in his price range, unfortunately. But as someone that said, ask Tom Brady about the different balls. Yeah, they do. The Marlins sell game balls for $25 that have a barcode from what game. Yes, anything you buy.
$25.
So the Marlins, a lot of parks do this now. Like we did this at Wrigley. You can buy like a ball from that game, like a foul ball. And it'll have a little sticker. Usually it's Fanatics or MLB or whatever will have it, and you can scan the little QR code. It'll tell you exactly where the ball's from. And that's how they authenticate like the 50-50 ball. Like that's what they do. They they go over and you show them, hey, I got the ball, and they give you this.
So is there like a ball manager that
I don't know if that's a full-time gig or not, Omar. I don't know.
Oh, there's probably a lot of
that ball.
boys,
so the 50-50 ball. He hit the first home runs. He had hit a bunch during that series. They all went out to like deep right and to the upper deck and right field. So after he had gotten 49, we figured, all right, the Marlins are running very low on pitchers. He may hit 50 here. So we went out to the right field and sat in the upper deck and hoped to catch the ball out there, and it went out to left field. And there's a nasty dispute over that ball of like who owned it, and I don't even know how that thing eventually worked itself out. But anyway, we're going to talk to Michelle Kaufman. We're going to talk some soccer with the World Cup in our backyard here today in Miami. We got a big matchup, Omar, between Scotland and Brazil. Scotland, very heavy underdogs in this one, though. They're plus 850.
A lot of drunk
Here
people
today.
here in Scotland. I think they're drinking up all the beer in South Florida.
Yeah, someone laughing at your ball manager comment.
There are a lot of ball boys. So yes, I'm assuming there is a ball manager.
Well, yeah, but you can't. Yeah, this is a full-time adult person. You can't call him a ball boy. Like when my son works at games with me, like he's the ball boy, but he's 9.
Okay, so
like,
I'm sorry. I apologize.
You can't call someone. I think it's 18's got to be the cutoff.
Ball man.
Ball man. Yep.
Gotcha.
You're a ball man at that point.
I went to school with like 2 ball men. One that worked with the Marlins and one that worked with the Heat. They might still be at both organizations
As ball men.
Yeah, as ball men.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not giving up that job.
No, ball man is when you don't want to give away too easily. All right. On that
you got to keep your ball man job.
On that note, we're going to take a pause and we will be back after this on QAM.
Stop and go traffic continues in Miami-Dade. This traffic report is brought to you by your local Twin Peaks 95 Express and southbound. You're slow from Florida's Turnpike to Northwest 79th Street. Twin Peaks is unmatched for every match with 29-degree drafts of Michelob Ultra, handcrafted Casamigos margaritas, a scratch-made menu, and screens that put you in the front row every game. It's all going down at the Lodge. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views. That's traffic. I'm Alia Escobar on FM 104.3, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Welcome back in here on WQAM. Hollywood Omar Kelly, Dan Day along here with you on this beautiful Wednesday morning. Omar, I'm trying my best travel agenting skills here for you this morning. We're trying to find Omar.
You got me jealous, man.
Yeah, we're trying to find Omar a trip. He wants to go on a boat on a cruise here, so that's what we're working on. Dan
I got 4 weeks, but before my life is booked. Till
I know. You're gonna be
January.
a busy man. You're gonna be a busy man.
Yeah, I complain about traveling.
Camp around the corner.
I know.
You have some good trips this year, though, right? Dolphins have some interesting.
I'm looking forward
trips.
to DC for the exhibition season. Exactly.
What about Denver? Denver should be cool.
Yeah,
Denver's awesome.
I gave that trip
great
up.
place to go. You don't like Denver either?
No, I do like Denver, and I would have wanted to go skiing.
Now you get the 2 weeks in the beginning of the season. You're gonna be out west.
Yes.
Right. So that's
cool.
An interesting way to start things off.
Start things in Vegas, and then I believe they're going to California. So,
yes. They're going to San Francisco, and then how about the opener, the home opener against the Chiefs?
Sure.
Can't handpick a more entertaining team to come in and
get your face kicked in by.
Perhaps they may lose that game. It's very, very possible.
I mean, unless Mahomes is not right, which I'm pretty sure Mahomes is going to be.
Mahomes was right during OTAs, man. Like people are like, oh, he might not start this. Come on, Patrick Mahomes an ACL.
Yeah,
that's like a month for him, maybe 2 months. Like he's fine.
I don't know where you people, Patrick Mahomes still needs his mobility.
He's fine.
He's full practice. But Omar, can you send me a social media picture on December 20th of you walking backwards into the wind and snow in Green Bay like you did last time?
I'm actually not going to Green Bay. I get to opt out and send my colleague to a couple of trips, and Green Bay is.
Can we send you to New England at the end of the season?
Yeah, I am going to.
Okay, good. I want you to go at least somewhere where you get to freeze.
I hate that you want me to be cold.
I do want you to be cold. I want you to brave the elements just like the players. We need our writers.
I'm telling you,
too.
you guys downplay that Green Bay game. That was probably the coldest I've been in a long while, and I
believe you.
I was at the Ricky Williams snow game in Buffalo.
I know. Listen, I believe you. I also believe that you sat out in the metal bleachers with all the fans.
No, it was too cold for me.
You sat at the press box inside.
But you have to walk outside to get to the press box.
Yeah, you had nice hot chocolate.
It was a nice long walk outside too.
Okay, fine.
And the wind was blowing.
Don't they serve soup at the New England games when they serve clam chowder?
Yeah, they do.
You like clam chowder?
No, I don't.
No,
really. I actually like.
They serve the white, right? It's the white clam chowder.
They have steaks in New England.
They serve steaks.
Yes, they serve steaks.
And I haven't been in a Dolphin press box in a minute. What are they serving at Hard Rock these days? You can say you don't want to comment if it's that bad. I mean, you look like you're about to throw everyone under the bus here, but
I will say the Dolphins feed us quite well on a regular basis.
At the facility, the food is very good, yes.
At the stadium, a little sketchy.
All right.
That's an area
that should be. I see media people that do that. They like comment on the food.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's the thing.
Someone was complaining the other day. Some media guys complaining that the FIFA food wasn't very good.
Yes, I heard that too.
That was.
I heard that as well.
Well, you know what? We can ask
media members. We analyze players and we analyze free food. we do that
Yes,
quite well.
That's why everyone is in such great physical shape in our profession.
Hey man, I'm working. I'm working.
You are grinding, Omar.
Yes.
You came in a cut sleeve shirt this morning just to show off the guns.
I'm a 4-day-a-week kind of guy. Workout
look
right
at you.
now.
Sun's out, guns out. Right. All right. We got to take a pause. Michelle Kaufman is going to join us. We're going to talk some World Cup soccer with Omar's colleague when we come back. The 8 o'clock hour is next on QAM.
Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us, Doral Volkswagen, or at DoralVolkswagen.com. BYU's AJ DeBansa was taken number 1 overall last night in the NBA draft, going to the Washington Wizards. Kansas's Darren Peterson went second to the Jazz. Miami native Carlos Boozer went third to Memphis. The Heat took Tennessee's Nate Ament 13th overall. The Heat have the 41st pick tonight. Today at the World Cup, 2 games at 3 o'clock, Bosnia-Herzegovina and Qatar, plus Switzerland and Canada, followed by Morocco and Haiti, Brazil, Scotland at 6, and then at 9, South Korea, South Africa, Czechia, and Mexico. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping keep your home and family safe when storms roll in. Visit tornadoroofing.com for your free roof and window estimate. Hot weather today, low 90s. I am Dan Day. Now back to the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
Oh, welcome back in here on WQAM on this Wednesday morning. Hollywood, Omar Kelly along here with you. We're going to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, toyotaofhollywood.com, where we are joined by Miami Herald sports writer Michelle Kaufman covering the World Cup down here in Miami. Michelle, good morning. Thank you so much for the time. Appreciate it.
Sure, it's been fun. Lots to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to tell you, this World Cup, no shortage of star power. Seems like every time we put one of these matches on, you got one of the big name players scoring at minimum 2 goals.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I mean, the stars are coming out. They're shining. Ronaldo finally joined the group last night, but Messi has been unbelievable. I mean, today's his birthday, by the way. He turns 39.
Happy birthday,
today.
Messi.
Happy birthday, Messi. And Argentina has 5 goals, and he has all 5, and he's 39 years old. So he's been just absolutely amazing. And then Mbappe, Haaland, and then Ronaldo joining the show yesterday with 2. So, yeah, I mean, the stars are stepping up.
Michelle, I want to ask you about Brazil because obviously the big show is tonight. I think to get in ticket price is what, $3,000?
Yeah, just about. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the next few games are the biggest tickets really in the group stage, which is this game, and then Colombia against Portugal on Saturday in Miami. And then it's already been locked that Argentina's round of 32 game is here. Messi and Argentina will be here July 3rd for their round of 32 knockout game. I mean, that ticket is going to be through the roof. I'm sure it already is, and it's going to get even higher. We don't even know who the opponent is, but we know that Messi's going to be here on July 3rd. And if they were to lose, by chance, it would be, his last game. It would be his last game in a national team shirt, unless he's going to play at 40 years old, which, who knows? I would put nothing past him.
Well, I wanted to ask you about Brazil because I'm not a soccer aficionado, but a lot of people are saying Brazil is good, but they aren't the Brazil of old. What are they referring to? What are they talking about? Because when I watched them play Haiti, they just beat up on Haiti.
Right. No, and I think, they're expected to beat the sweet Scots that we love, the Tartan Army and everything. They've completely taken over the world. But Brazil is still one of the better teams. It's not Brazil of the past is a team where, 7 or 8 players on the team were absolute superstars, and they would just roll through everyone. They have 5 titles. I mean, they've won 5 World Cups. So they're not that. The world is caught up, like in every other sport. A lot of other teams are really, really, really strong. I mean, Spain and France and Germany and Argentina, Colombia is very good. There are a lot of very good teams. So it used to be that just Brazil really dominated, and everyone just assumed that they're going to just cream everybody that they play. But they've been beaten in the past. They were beaten by France in the '98 World Cup. I mean, it was in the final. They tied Morocco in this World Cup. That was viewed as even though Morocco is very good, but there was a time in the past when a Brazil team wouldn't have tied a Morocco team. So, times have changed, but Brazil is still Brazil. They're going to bring it. They're going to have, I would say, out of the 65,000 people, there will probably be 45,000 will be Brazilians, and Neymar may play today for the first time. Talk about stars. He hasn't played at all. He's been injured. I was at Ancelotti's press conference last night, and he said that Neymar is ready to go. He's fit. He's had a very good week of practice, and that they're very happy to have him back. So don't be surprised if Neymar steps out there tonight.
Hey, I wanted to ask you about the USA team. Obviously, they're off to a hot start. But has the United States closed the gap on these other teams, and do they realistically have a chance in the next round?
I think they definitely have a chance in the next round. This team, I've watched the U.S. team for 30 years. This is so far, and yes, it's only 2 games. And last week I said it's only 1 game. But through 2 games, I've never seen a U.S. team play better. The thing is, the U.S. has always been their persona represents every team's, the way they play is kind of a reflection of that country's culture. So, the German teams are very organized, and the Brazilian teams play with passion and with flair, and like they're dancing the samba. The United States team has never been very pretty to watch. They're just gritty, never say die, blue collar. That's what the U.S. team it always is. And they try really hard, but they've never, they don't look like those other great teams. This team so far looks like one of those other good teams. They look like one of the better teams. 7 teams have advanced so far with a game to spare. This has never happened. The United States has never advanced to the next round with a game to spare. Usually going into the 3rd game, American fans and their coaches, and their players, I'm sure, are sitting around with the calculators going, okay, now this has to happen, and we have to have the goal differential has to be this. This time, for the first time ever, the United States is through to the next round with a game to spare. This Turkey game does not matter at all. They've already won the group. They didn't even just advance. They won the group. So he can sit players with yellow cards if he wants. He can sit Pulisic and let him rest for the next round. These are luxuries that the United States never has had. So, the only teams that have gone through so far are USA, Mexico, Germany, Argentina, France, Norway, and Colombia. That's who's through. And the U.S. is in that group. So, no, U.S. has not won the World Cup yet. They haven't gotten to the semi. But is this team capable of getting to the quarterfinals for just the 2nd time in their history? Yes, I think they are. They made it in 2002. I think this team is playing amazing for a United States team. I think, they're already through. I think they can win the round of 32 game. It'll probably be against one of those 3rd place teams. So I believe that the U.S. will definitely make a good run in this World Cup.
That's what I like to hear, because I have them winning the whole thing here, Michelle. So that's good to hear.
That's
I'm
a little
curious.
optimistic, but I like the optimism.
It's a betting thing.
It was a value bet. I saw good value, and I figured they were going to be really great. So my soccer knowledge. Michelle, I do want to ask you, because the last time we spoke, we were talking about covering Inter Miami and Messi, and I didn't even realize that he hadn't spoken to the media essentially his entire time here. What is covering a World Cup like? What is FIFA like? What is dealing with those guys?
Oh, well, it's really interesting, because everything from when you get a credential to the World Cup, just some inside background stuff here. When you get a credential, like to cover an NFL game or an NBA game, you get a credential, and that means that you have a seat in the press box. That means you get into the building and you get to cover the game. That is not the case in the World Cup. In a World Cup, you get credentialed by FIFA, which means you are then accredited to apply for a media ticket to cover the game. You don't automatically get to cover the game because you have a World Cup credential. You have to then go through media ticketing for every single match, and the ticketing is then distributed based on demand for each game, and based on your outlet's history in covering soccer, which is why I have to say I'm proud to say the Miami Herald, because the Miami Herald has taken soccer seriously for 30 years, we always get seats in the press box, and we get multiple seats to most games, and we get a photographer. These are luxuries because once it gets to the really big games, like right now, Brazil, Scotland, Colombia, Portugal on Saturday, everyone who applies for a credential and gets a credential doesn't automatically get into the game. So that's number one. There's a very complicated process where you have to apply before every game for how many tickets each outlet wants. Then they tell you how many you're going to get. Then each person has to go into a portal and accept the tickets. And then you have to show the tickets in addition to showing your press credential. So it's a complicated process. As far as interviews and everything, they do a mixed zone in soccer. It's called a mixed zone, which is basically a free-for-all. They do the press conferences only with the coach. Only the coach does the press conference. As far as players go, they don't have open locker room or anything like they have in the United States sports. What they have is something called a mixed zone, which is they have barricades that just go all the way along a big section of the stadium underneath in the bowels of the stadium, from the field to the locker room and from the locker room to the tunnel. And then all the reporters stand along these railings like cattle and start screaming out the players' names as they go by. And most of them just walk by with headsets on and then look down, and they don't even look at you at all. I mean, they don't even stop. Most of them just walk with their heads down, with their beats on, with their headsets on, whatever brand they are, and walk straight to the bus, and they don't even stop. Some of them do stop. The ones that are more media friendly, they do stop, but then what happens is when one stops, then all the reporters come over because they want to get the interview. So then everyone is pushing and shoving and sticking their elbows in everybody's heads, and the cameras are like banging you on your head, and some little fights break out sometimes, I'll be honest, in the media. And by the way, being a woman who's only 5'3", I always, if I do mixed zone, I will go all the way to the front early and like stake out a spot. The other thing is Messi. This is a little trick too. Messi does speak. He doesn't speak to the local media, like I mentioned last time. Mm-hmm. He hasn't spoken to us in almost 3 years at all. Not even hello, not even after winning the championship. No media, no local media for Lionel Messi in almost 3 years. But when it comes to the national team, he does do mixed zone. He goes through the mixed zone for the national team, and he will stop and speak to the reporters that he knows and likes. So what do? I shouldn't even give this away. This is pretty bad that I'm giving this veteran move away. I attach myself to those reporters. I know who they are now, and wherever they are along the railing, I go and I literally stick my elbow right next to that Argentine reporter's elbow, so that when Messi comes and stops there, I stick my phone right in front of Messi's face. So that is how you get interviews with Messi during a national team game, during a World Cup. He does stop and do media for the Argentine media that he knows and likes. And if you get near him, you will get some quotes.
Okay. So, and what makes this Argentine media member so special, Michelle?
They're his friends. They're his buddies. They're his bros or his gals.
He's like the Brian Windhorst to LeBron. Right? Is that basically?
Yes. It's journalists that he knows and that are and that worship him. I'll just say it, that are just like, oh, Leo. Yes.
By the way, Michelle, that's great giving us a peek behind everything that you go through to get. That's wild. You have to get a ticket as well as a credential. I'm going to throw this at you too. If you were to go to a final, what would be the process to getting into the final match up there in New York? Like, I assume there's going to be thousands of media members that will apply for that, right?
Yeah, thousands apply for pretty much every match, and again, they have a there's a hierarchy. They've got it. The FIFA media people have the hierarchy. And so obviously, the big agencies, AP, Reuters, the big agencies get credentials. And then the way it works is the hierarchy works also. I forgot to mention this. So if your team is playing, if you're an outlet for a French, if you're a French outlet and France is playing, if you're an English outlet and England is playing, or in the United States, if the U.S. team is playing, the American outlets do get priority. Again, they have it based on how much soccer has your outlet covered in the past. But the number that they give, they try to be generous to the media of that country that is playing. So, for example, today, Scotland is playing against Brazil here. The Brazilian media has priority. The Scottish media has priority. Then the big agencies, then, the New York Times, USA Today, the papers that are big national
The Miami
papers,
Herald, of course.
and the Miami Herald. The Miami Herald, because I've covered 7 World Cups. We cover Copa America. We cover our MLS team as a real beat. We have a beat writer. A lot of the MLS cities do not even have a designated beat writer. And I'm not even going to say that there are some outlets in this market that don't have beat writers for Inter Miami, even though Messi plays on the team. So FIFA is aware of which outlets treat soccer like a true sport and don't just show up every 4 years for the World Cup. So they do have a hierarchy, and that is how they assign who's going to be able to go to all the matches. So, but you do get priority if the United States, if you get your dream and the United States makes it to the final, the American media will get a larger, quota of seats than media from other countries.
So, Michelle, here's the important question for today. I know that it's called Miami Stadium or whatever. I know it is Hard Rock Stadium. Will Hard Rock have enough beer for the Irish?
Oh, my God. I don't know if you saw, but I posted on Twitter. Miller Lite brought in an emergency Miller Lite beer barge yesterday. A beer barge that they decorated it. They decorated it with tartan. It was a tartan beer barge. It had bagpipers were playing on the barge as it came into Biscayne Bay. I am not kidding. They had people in kilts. They had guys playing bagpipes and all these Miller Lite signs all over. So anyway, I posted it on Facebook, a little video that the Miller Lite company sent me to promote this. And it's really sweet. A lot of the Scottish fans are saying, thank you, that's great. And a lot of fans are saying, Miller Lite, we don't drink Miller Lite. We don't drink light beer. Bring us some proper beer. So will there be enough beer? I'll tell you what, I mean, if Scotland were to somehow, if they even pull off a tie, if Scotland ties this game, they have a very, very good chance to go through. And they might even go through, believe it or not, as a third place team with a loss. If it's only by 1 goal, they could have a chance to go through even with a loss, which we know we all want them to go through. Let's be honest. We want Brazil to go through, but we also want the Tartan Army. We do not want this party to end. They are amazing. They took over the Marlins game the other night. I was there. That parade through Little Havana to the game, it's something you just don't see. And we do have huge numbers of Brazilian fans here now. We're going to have huge numbers of Colombian fans over the next few days and Portuguese fans, and the Argentines, forget about it, next week leading up to the round of 32. But the Tartan Army, what's different about them is that they really, really, really love to mingle with the locals. They love to stay in neighborhoods, in homes, and have barbecues with the neighbors. And they also do charity. They are known for their philanthropy. They gave $30,000 to local charities in Boston, including $10,000 to a children's hospital. They're raising money down here right now for South Florida charities. So we love the Tartan Army. Is there enough beer for them? Probably not. They may have to drink the Miller beer. They may have to lower themselves and drink the Miller beer.
I like light beer.
That's going to be Tyler Hero's favorite beer now that he's moving to Milwaukee.
There you go.
Michelle, thank you so much for the time. Before you go, though, I do want to see if people right now could just take out your phones, go to MiamiHerald.com, and please subscribe to the Herald. Support people like Michelle and Omar here, and local journalism. You mentioned you cover the soccer down here, Inter Miami, and of course the World Cup, and we need to make sure we keep that alive and well down here, Michelle. So
well, I really appreciate you saying that, because I'm boots on the ground with Inter Miami every day. I drive over an hour to go to their practices. I write about them all the time. So yes, the World Cup is here. Everyone is excited. Messi's scoring. It's wonderful. Messi is on the team in Miami. He plays right here every week, and the Miami Herald covers that team. I have a podcast, Inside Inter Miami. I mean, the Miami Herald is covering all of the local teams all the time. And yes, we do appreciate the support.
Absolutely. All right, Michelle, thank you so much for taking the time. It's great to talk to you as always.
Great
and we'll talk to you again soon.
Too. Absolutely. Call me anytime.
All right, Michelle Coffin from the Miami Herald. That is important, by the way, Omar. Go and subscribe, man. All your local papers, the Herald, the Sun Sentinel, Palm Beach Post. They all do a great job.
I'm working on a special discount especially for when we get training camp up and going.
Yeah,
because that's when I do my best work.
Use the promo code Omar. All right. We do have to take a pause. Thank you so much to Michelle there for stopping by with us. I got to ask you about this story in the NFL here, Omar, when we come back. More wild NFL news popped up yesterday. Is the NFL digging itself into a hole here? Did they find their way out of a sticky situation? We'll discuss when we come back on QAM.
A bit more traffic on the roadways this morning in Miami-Dade. This traffic report is brought to you by your local Twin Peaks. Tapping those brakes along 75 Express southbound from Miami Gardens Drive to Graham Dairy Road. The good news and no major issues. Twin Peaks is unmatched for every match with 29-degree drafts of Michelob Ultra, handcrafted Casamigo margaritas, and scratch-made menu. And screens that put you in the front row every game. It's all going down at the Lodge. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views. That's traffic. I'm Aliyah Escobar on FM 104.3, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Oh, welcome back in here on WQAM. It is Wednesday. I am Hollywood Omar Kelly. Dan Day is with you here this morning. Jamie is running the stream out there. Good morning to all of our YouTube family. Things have calmed down a little bit here, Omar, from yesterday's madness and the day before with the signings. Joe is off on vacation this week, so we could expect more to come. Apparently it's his birthday. Someone let us know it's Joe's birthday. We're not going to bother him though. We're going to leave Joe alone and let him enjoy his time here and hope that more big deals happen coming up here in the next few days. All right, Omar. We had a story in the NFL yesterday, the league that you cover for the Miami Herald. You do a nice job with that. Brendan Sorsby was supposed to enter the supplemental draft because of the whole saga that went down with Texas Tech and a lot of people threatening to sue and a lot of people were angry and this and that. And so he goes, all right, you guys win. I'll go and play in the NFL. All of a sudden he became the NFL's problem, right? So he's going to enter the supplemental draft. Not so fast, the NFL says.
Yes, sir.
The NFL sent out a letter to Brendan Sorsby saying that it will not conduct a supplemental draft this year, which if you didn't know this, I didn't really know this, to be honest, Omar, that the NFL does not do one every year. Like it's not something that has to happen. Like people don't declare, you don't have it. They haven't had one in a while here. And long story short, they said that your petition, this is from the statement from the NFL, your petition filed 3 business days before the deadline without any supporting information or documentation, and only after abandoning your recent litigation efforts to avoid NCAA sanctions, does not provide a basis for the league to alter those plans. Talking about the supplemental draft. The issues presented by your petition are too significant and too closely tied to the league's core integrity interests to permit meaningful review within the timeline presented. They continue to go on and on from there. And long story short, Omar, he is not going to be playing in the NFL this year. He's not going to be playing in college football this year. So his options now, basically he can do one of two things. So his lawyer came out screaming that he's going to sue, and he could certainly do that. But
that's true.
Again, the problem is that this statement that the league put out, not only does it talk about him getting banned and betting on your own team and all this other stuff, goes on to say there are also reports that you may have violated state criminal law. Your petition does not address these matters, nor does it demonstrate accountability for your conduct or indicate whether or how you would adhere to the league's rules and policies governing the integrity of competition. Here's the thing, Omar. I don't know who helped him out with his petition to get into the supplemental draft.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't know what they were supposed to do. Maybe they didn't reach out and figure this out. Maybe the NFL didn't tell them. But they clearly did not provide enough for the NFL to move forward with this. It was a sticky situation regardless, right? You're talking about a guy that has a bad pattern of illegal gambling, including betting on his own team, that was basically just thrown into the NFL's lap here. And they're like, you're going to have to deal with this. And the other problem too, Omar, like if this guy was some stiff that no one cared about, I think this story would have gone away a long time ago. But this is a guy who's a potential franchise quarterback, according to what we've heard from people that cover this thing. That scout players. Like we have Kyle Krabs we had on, and he was like, this guy is like, he's a good player.
Okay, so why didn't we hear about him in the? I do not believe that.
That's not true. Well, that's not true. He was a possibility to be drafted. Like he was one of the better quarterbacks, and they were going to pay him. What was it, $7 million? Like
$6 million. Yes,
they're not going to pay a guy that because he's a stiff.
That's true. That's fair.
Like the guy can play.
The guy can play, but I think when you really break down and analyze his game, he's not as polished as a lot of these other quarterbacks. Oregon's quarterback, Oklahoma's quarterback,
but that's not
University
that's not
of
the debate.
No.
I don't want to debate like whether he's going to be better or worse than any of those guys. Like,
to give you some reference, I looked up his numbers and they pale in comparison to what Carson Beck did last year for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, well, he was on Cincinnati, so
no, he was on Texas Tech. I thought.
No, he's on Cincinnati.
Oh, he's transferred
now.
Yeah,
but
still.
Look, here's the reality is the guy is a good quarterback that they're paying a lot of money, and so he is a, it's a polarizing position, quarterback, and there's a lot of teams out there that will do pretty desperate stuff.
Those teams have addressed
their
quarterback issues. Like, think about it. Who could possibly take an interest in him outside of Arizona right now?
Well, I thought Dolphins for one could have been.
Dolphins.
I think the Jets for another could have been involved.
I'm not sure he can beat. I don't think he can beat out Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers is actually looking pretty good.
You don't know that, though. All I'm saying.
Why don't I know that?
Omar, look. You know this because you do cover the league. So I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you do know this. The teams are willing to do pretty desperate crap to bring in a quarterback.
Yeah, but they're
Look
not.
Look at the Browns
smart.
did. The Browns gave a guy who had an issue with like 77 women. They gave him a $250 million fully guaranteed contract. Yes, I know they did.
Yeah,
I know.
At that time when that guy was leaving Houston, he was probably a top 5 quarterback in the league. He was a lot of crap happened. Yes,
since he left over there,
and he hasn't been very good.
No, he is not. Look, the reality is he plays a very polarizing position at a position that people around the league are trying to find answers to.
Yes, that's true, but he's not a polished quarterback.
Okay, but let's get back to the original part of this, and that's the fact that the NFL and Mike Florio called him out on this, making up rules as they go, and now just say, we're not going to do this draft because this is the easiest, and it is, by the way, it is the easiest solution to their problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if I were Brendan Sorsby, if it was me, and I don't know what you would do here, Omar, in this situation, because he has 2 options. One option is to sue them and become, go to war with the NFL and become their mortal enemy. The other option is to hire a quarterback coach, spend the entire year training, spend the entire year getting your mind right, and show people, hey, not only can I play, but I'm also clear of this addiction, this issue that plagued me, and I actually spent a year working on it instead of 30 days.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a slippery slope. I think he's being made an example of. I think this is
he's definitely being made an example of.
I think this is about not just Brendan Sorsby, but also the future of the NFL. Gambling is going to be a problem. It's going to be an issue in society, and so it's also going to impact the workforce, which is the young players. Like, think about this generation of athletes, of college athletes right now. They've grown up playing fantasy football. Okay, there's an addiction to fantasy football. They've probably been in a league as long as you've been in a league. And that is a form.
It's not an addiction unless you turn it into one.
Okay, but that's the stepping stone.
Not everyone that uses that gambles is addicted to it. A lot of people use it as entertainment.
That's true,
myself included. So I do understand the dangers of it. I completely understand. But for this guy, now it's not an issue, right? If he was going to be in the supplemental draft, someone was going to take him.
I think it's always going to be an issue.
Now, if you sue and somehow get some judge to grant you access into the NFL, there's no way any team's going to take him now.
This isn't the NCAA. The NFL.
I don't even think it would work that way.
No.
So
yeah, and he would be wise to stand down because
you're on the same page as me with this one.
Absolutely. He here's the thing, and I bring this up Shedeur Sanders is a perfect example. The NFL wanted to make an example of Shedeur. They wanted the highest paid NIL player with the bling and the draft parties and the entitlement and the Bentley in college athletics. They wanted to make an example that if you are a quarterback, you have to conduct yourself differently. He ended up being drafted in the 5th round. Brendan Sorsby needs to be made an example of and show these young athletes that if you gamble, you can potentially lose your playing career.
Wait, so you think that every team colluded
Absolutely.
when it comes to Shedeur Sanders?
There's no doubt every team colluded when it comes to Shedeur Sanders.
So the reason I disagree with you on that,
there's proven
I
evidence
think,
that every team colluded when it comes to Shedeur Sanders.
It is so clear to me that teams are willing to do whatever it takes to solve the problem at that position. So I do disagree with you. Like, I don't think it matters that the guy's if he's, and I don't really know his situation. I know his father.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing he's okay when it comes to money.
He's an entitled rich kid. He's this era's Josh Rosen, which nobody wants to deal with in the NFL.
But Josh Rosen got drafted 10th?
Yes, and then quickly was exited from the league.
He was, but someone still took a shot at him because they thought he could play.
Dolphins took a shot at him too. Yes,
they did. Another team thought he could play.
You're right. Bad teams make bad decisions when it comes to quarterbacks.
Teams are willing to. They'll do whatever it takes, man. I think the Deshaun Watson thing is pretty much proof of that. Yeah, all right, we got to take a pause. We got the 9 o'clock hour around the corner. We will have more NFL talk. I'll continue in on this subject. If you want to join us, 305-567-0560 is how you text in the show. We're also on the YouTube stream as well, 104.3 WQAM. We're back after this.
50. The good news, no major issues. That's traffic. I'm Elia Escobar on FM 1043, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Welcome back in here on WQAM on this Wednesday morning. Hollywood Omar Kelly along here with you. We got World Cup action in town tonight. If you got $3,000 sitting around, you can get a nosebleed seat for this one. Brazil and Scotland. Pricey out there, Omar. It is pricey to attend the old World Cup. So we got that going on. Busy Monday with Brady Tkachuk getting traded to the Panthers. Busy Tuesday yesterday with Giannis ending up with the Heat. That saga finally comes to an end. Brad Stevens is doing a little damage control. So came out and said how much he loves Jaylen Brown. And I never think about doing anything without Jaylen Brown in my mind and all this nice stuff that he has to say.
So you feel like Jaylen Brown is now on the trade market, trading block?
I don't know Jaylen Brown. I don't think any of us claim to know what he's thinking.
His Twitch people know him.
He seems like a strange dude. With that being said, I just think he wants to be a number one.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's kind of the vibe I get from him.
But what's stopping him from being a number one in Boston? He was a number one last year.
We went through this yesterday. He's got Jason Tatum there.
I understand that, but I'm not sure Jason Tatum is better than him.
Okay, well, they're equal.
At
the very least,
yes.
They're equal. What I think that he wants is I think he wants to go to a team
and be
like a Milwaukee.
He wants to be the Kyrie Irving.
Now, I don't think he wants to sign long term with Milwaukee, but yes, I think he wants to go out on his own and see if he can do it.
That's such
there's nothing wrong with that, right? I mean, he won a championship in Boston with Tatum, and he put together almost an MVP caliber season last year. Got Boston, pretty deep, or not deep in the playoffs, but got them high up in the standings, right? Number 2 seed, in the East. So maybe he feels like he can do it on his own. One way or another, Boston is going to have to address this issue here, and they might address it by just handing him that big fat extension that they can.
Money makes everything better.
It usually does.
Yeah, so
it usually does.
If I have an issue of being slighted, it's giving me extra millions.
Mm-hmm.
It might soothe my pain.
Yes,
and
suffering. Usually send to soothe the pain. By the way, the Giannis deal isn't going to be official for like another couple of weeks.
Why?
So I don't know. It was funny. We were talking about this yesterday. Like the Panthers deal went from like a guy sent out a rumor on Twitter, and like 5 minutes later, the Panthers sent out a press release that it was done.
Yeah.
The NBA has this weird calendar or whatever. So
NFL has it too. And I think it's ridiculous and stupid.
Like they don't announce like a draft night trade takes like 3 days, right, to actually happen. So like we got to process it. And there's a lot on our plate. And
if players had to pass physicals, I get it. But this doesn't make any sense to me. Why shouldn't the Heat be able to have a press conference and talk openly about acquiring Giannis? Why, Jaime Jaquez, he knows he's been traded. He knows where he's going. Khalil Ware knows that he now lives in Milwaukee. Why can't we acknowledge it openly?
Yeah.
Address it. Have a press conference.
It would be nice, but we will. We will. In due
like
time,
Giannis hasn't even posted anything about. I'm a Heat now.
Well, I think the first thing he would do is say, give his piece to Milwaukee, right? Because he doesn't want to be hated over there.
Yeah, he's probably going to
come to that conclusion too.
Yeah.
All right. We got to.
I always worry about people who worry about people disliking them. Which happens to be you. You fall into that category.
No, I don't think anybody likes to be universally disliked.
No.
And I know that you don't mind it, and you are well disliked.
I'm used to it.
But you're a very polarizing character, obviously.
Yeah, but you're bothered by people not liking you too.
I wouldn't say I'm bothered by
You've
it.
got
but,
the Giannis disease. You want people to like you.
well, I mean, yeah, it's better than being not liked.
I mean, I don't.
If I had to choose,
why could you just
between-
not care?
Well, I think everyone cares to an extent. I don't ever believe that like there's people that are just able to 100% just be the villain and shut it down and just like I don't care what anyone thinks about me. I don't know that people can do that. I am sure, Omar, somewhere deep down in there, it bothers you that people are mean to you on Twitter and stuff. I'm sure somewhere it bothers you.
Maybe.
Because people should be nicer to you.
Absolutely.
I always tell
I don't
people, like,
disagree with
people
that.
do not know you, right? They don't know
That
you
is true.
personally. You do not come off as the nicest guy on Twitter. Like, you're different on Twitter than you are in real life.
That's
and I
true.
tell people all the time, they ask me about you. I said, Omar's been a friend for, I don't know, 20 years now.
Probably
15, 20 years now. You've been a friend. And so Omar's great. We love Omar. He's a little rough on Twitter. He's a little abrasive on Twitter, but
I'm just me, though.
I know. But you're not that way in real life.
True. I'm not
Like
that way.
you argue with people on Twitter. I've never had a real life argument with you.
We argue about everything on
debate.
radio.
We debate, but like I've never had like a real I've never been angry with you about anything.
True. Yeah, except for I'm angry with you that you weren't wearing my Jordan 11s, but that's
what if I told you I sold them?
I would be furious with you.
I didn't sell them. I still have them.
I would be so mad at you.
I'm too lazy to sell them. All right, we got the 9 o'clock hour.
They are not a collector's item, and you need to wear them.
That'll end the friendship right there. All right, we got the 9 o'clock hour coming up next on QAM.
Headlines brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us, Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com. BYU's AJ Debansa went number 1 overall last night to the Washington Wizards. Tonight, the Heat, they actually get a 41st overall pick if they do not trade it. Today at the World Cup, 2 games at 3 o'clock between Bosnia, Herzegovina, Qatar, also Switzerland and Canada. Then at 6 o'clock, Morocco, Haiti, Brazil, Scotland. Then at 9 o'clock, South Korea, South Africa, and Czechia versus Mexico. Sandy Alcantara became the Marlins' all-time strikeout leader yesterday as he picked up the W as the Fish defeated the Rangers 6-4. The two play again today at 12:10. And NBA insider Shams Charania, he does not expect unrestricted free agent Norm Powell to be back with the Heat next year. On to weather. It's brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping keep your home and family safe when the storm rolls in. Visit tornadoroofing.com for your free roof and window estimate. Temperatures today going to be in the low 90s with a little bit of cloud coverage and some rain possibly. I am Dan Day. Now back to the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM, WQAM.
Well, Beastie Boys here on your Wednesday morning. Welcome back in Hollywood, Omar Kelly. Dan Day along with you. Dan, thank you for the update there. We got soccer in town today. Scotland big underdogs, I see, at plus 850. So
and Brazil is not what Brazil used to be.
So are you telling me to take Dan? Who do we take today? I'm going to lean on you. You host the soccer program here on the weekends. You could promote the program, by the way, if you would like.
Yeah, absolutely. Every Saturday, noon to 2, Alejandro Solana and I actually break down a lot of USA soccer, to be honest with you, but also some of the international notes, especially with this World Cup going on. Today, I would say this. Scotland struggled against Haiti to win 1-0, and Haiti is not very good. I'm sorry for all of our Haitian friends. Yeah. They are really not very good. Brazil is, like Omar said, not what they used to be, but Brazil did beat Haiti 3-0, although they should have probably won 6-0.
Yeah, how many goals did they have called?
Right, but they still should have probably won by more, especially with goal differential. Everybody loves the Tartan Army. Scotland can be pesky, but I think in the end, Brazil, and they are kind of dealing with Rafinha having some issues with his hamstring. I would still go with Brazil, probably a 2-1 winner today, 3-1, just because they are pretty loaded with the Brazilian team.
They are certainly heavily favored in this one today. And like we said, if you got about 3 G's just kind of sitting under the couch there, you can get out and you can get a secondary market ticket and go enjoy yourself.
I thought you were talking about gambling. I'm like, dude, put like 30 on it.
No, we don't end up like Sorsby here, Dan. We got to take it easy on the old betting front. But that story broke yesterday. Sorsby will not be playing football anywhere next year.
Let's see if he stands down. If he's smart,
well, that's
if
true.
he's smart, he
that's
stands
true.
down.
His lawyer.
You don't want to piss off the NFL.
Well, his lawyer, who I assume is paid by the hour, I mean, right? Like,
or is doing it.
Sorsby's like, hey, let's stand down here. You know,
I don't know if Sorsby's. I think
he doesn't get paid.
There are a lot of people who believe that he's quite arrogant.
Sorsby?
Yes.
Well, I would assume so.
And if you actually do some digging and start digging into his personality, which is what NFL teams would do, and NFL teams are not ready for that, which is probably why he was not allowed to enter into this draft.
This is a very bizarre situation.
It's
now the question is still like, I mean, is he even going to be eligible in the next draft?
That's
like the NFL came out with a very, very strong statement about his conduct. And I know that they are very sensitive to gambling issues.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a guy we're talking about that was essentially banned for life from college football. Essentially, I mean, he was.
Yes.
Except for a judge that, friendly backyard judge there.
I mean, shouldn't we
all
find
NFL
friendly backyard judge?
Very, very strongly.
Yes. No, college football came out. And the conference was like, Texas Tech, you either stand down or we're going to kick you out.
Oh, yeah. But then you got attorney generals who are fighting each other in different states, and that thing was just going to be a mess.
Absolutely,
that was going to be all sorts of messy. And I think it was that was clearly for the best that he is not involved in a university anymore. As embarrassing, by the way, as it was the way Texas Tech handled that thing, they put together. Did you see that video It was Kirby Hocutt, who's their AD, and then like the school president and 2 other slappies were out there, and they did this video for like 25 minutes.
Okay.
And just like trying to justify what they were doing. It was embarrassing. It was absolutely embarrassing. Look, man, at the end of the day, these are colleges. They're not, it's not the Canadian football league.
I'm sorry.
It's a university.
I'm sorry.
And I know you want to
these
win
are
at
not
all
colleges.
costs, but come on, man.
These are
They
not
colleges
colleges anymore. Sorry. I don't even know why the athletes even go to school, go to class at
because
this
they
point.
have to. It's part of the deal.
And
It's
I
part
know
of being
it's not
athlete.
amateurism. So
They are getting paid, but it's still but the place they are playing is still an institution of higher learning.
Yeah, and they'll soon be sold to their sports teams will soon be sold to hedge fund companies.
They may very well be.
And once they are, then we can stop pretending that this is about education and amateurism, okay?
Nevertheless,
it's about money.
This will be interesting to see how this plays out here, because the next domino to fall, and we'll have Mike Florio with us on Friday, who's been all over this story from the beginning. But the next deal to domino to fall on this one is going to be whether Sorsby says, okay, I'm going to spend the year training. I'm going to spend the year getting my mind right.
I don't think he has a choice. I don't think he has a choice.
He does have a choice. He can fight.
Yeah, you can fight, and then
I just think it'd be such a dumb.
You can't force somebody.
Team,
it's the same situation with Maurice Clarett when you cannot force somebody to enter their workforce. And this isn't college amateurism. This isn't the NCAA. This is a workforce that has a union. And if the union doesn't stand up for Sorsby, which they won't because he's not part of the union, then the union is not going to be defending a guy with a gambling problem.
I just don't see how he ends up winning this fight. Like, even if he takes the fight to the NFL and they somehow win, like, what is he going to do? Just sign up for a team? I mean, there's first of all, I don't think there's any team that after the NFL goes to battle with this guy and put him on the roster.
I think the only teams that Jets and Phoenix.
I don't even think anyone would do it, man.
Yeah, man.
With as messy as this has gotten now. Now, if he went into a supplemental draft, if the NFL cleared him, then I think
obviously it's not going to be a supplemental draft.
Somebody would have taken a shot. But that's the thing too. Like, if you cancel a like, how do you even get this guy into the league? I don't know that there's a pathway to doing.
There is no pathway. He can't play in the league now.
Yeah, he can go to the UFL and try to redeem himself.
When does the UFL play?
They just had their Super Bowl or whatever they had.
No, they play in the spring.
United
so
Bowl.
He can go to CFL and he can play for the CFL if they'll let him in.
The Canadian football. We're talking about the UFL. You said the UFL.
No, I said CFL. No, exactly.
UFL.
UFL. But the UFL doesn't play until the spring. So that'll be.
They just finished. They had their United Bowl last weekend.
Yeah. That's not an option for him.
I'm talking about the future.
By the way, I don't think it's necessary that he plays. I think 4 players from the UFL got a tryout or something.
Dolphins
signed, got him.
Dolphins signed too.
Dolphins took him.
Yeah, well, I don't know that that's a great option for him either.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You also risk getting hurt, which is not ideal. This is a very weird story, man. We've never seen anything like this.
Yes,
my guess,
but
Omar,
it's the first of many to come.
My guess is they back down, and he says, "I'm going to change, my life around. I'm gonna train. I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna mentally. I'm gonna be ready to go. And the draft rolls around, and then somebody will take a flyer on him. Like, somebody will. The guy has talent. Like, somebody will take a flyer on him late in the draft. I don't think there's any debating that, to be honest.
Yeah,
but
I honestly don't feel like a team would have drafted him anywhere higher than a 3rd day pick.
Right. That's my only thing about this is, from all that I've read and all that I've seen, his ceiling is kind of a good backup quarterback. Is anybody going to stick their neck out and have the NFL come after him for a good backup quarterback?
No.
That's not too. The risk is too high for the reward.
It is a very risky deal. All right.
Then again, we've seen reaches for quarterbacks too. So I guess, Danny, you got a point there.
No, I think if he does the year off and comes back and is able to sell teams on, I have really put in.
I've rehabilitated myself.
Like, he should get a second chance. I mean,
everybody deserves a second chance, but he has to pay a penance for.
I mean, that's kind of one of those crimes that there's it's tough to come back from. Betting on your own team in the games, it's a little dicey, but nevertheless, I mean, the guy was young, so I guess we'll give him another shot here, Omar. Not guaranteed though.
True.
Not guaranteed. The NFL could tell this guy to go kick rocks at this point because that was a very strong statement they put out.
Absolutely.
About his conduct. All right, we got to take a pause. If you missed it earlier, we're gonna have Michelle Kaufman with us. We'll preview all these this World Cup action that we have coming up.
So you got $3,000 you could get in tonight.
Yep, cheapies over there at Old Hard Rock tonight.
You can have your nosebleed.
Yeah, there you go. We'll take a pause. We'll get to Michelle. We have a lot more to come. If you'd like to text us, 305-567-0560. I see Tobin and Leroy are also they're pacing out here. They're getting ready to roll. Big couple of news days, man. Big couple of news days. Today felt like a nice, well-deserved breather. But if maybe we'll get another signing while Joe is gone here on his little birthday vacation time. So we'll take a quick pause. We'll be back after this on QAM. We have a World Cup match in town tonight, which is one of the hotter tickets we've seen in this town, Omar. This might end up being more expensive than the national championship game.
I'm sure it will.
Right? I don't
and this
remember
isn't-
what the get-in price
Think
was.
about next round. Think about how expensive next round's going to be.
God, I know.
That's going to be get in the door at $350.
That's going to be ugly. Yep.
I'm curious what it is now. If we can look it up, I doubt we can. I'm not sure.
No, you can definitely go on the secondary markets and check. Now, I've also seen people have had a lot of trouble who have bought tickets on the secondary market because the ticket prices have. A lot of people thought the ticket prices, myself included, would plummet closer to these matches, right? But they've actually gone crazy. They've gone much, much higher.
I remember when you did say that.
They did for a time. Like you could have gotten tickets for $200-$300 to a lot of these. Maybe the earlier ones, but so right now, if you go on this is for tonight's match. There's only 52 tickets on there, so people aren't even selling these tickets really. And the get-in price looks like you're in the $3,600 range for the cheapest seats. If you want to sit, that would put you $332, Omar. They're $3,880 including fees. There's one for $3,600 including fees. So that's just for tonight.
Oh, tonight. I thought you were talking about second round.
That's just tonight. Now you got the Argentina match coming
up. Hold on, 3,600 is to get in?
Yes.
Damn. So, didn't you check it earlier this morning and it was like $3,000?
Well, there's no tickets for sale is the problem. Like the people are not selling their tickets. Now, if you want to, take the gamble here, Omar, here's the bet. You can buy for $3,200. You can get the Argentina game in the round of 32. I don't know what the get-in price for that game will be. I imagine it will be higher than that.
Yeah,
but this is nutty with these ticket prices, and clearly there is quite a bit of demand for those seats. We got a lot going on here, Omar. We have by the way, I'm excited to talk to Mike Florio on Friday.
Get
down to the bottom of this story that we have here with Brendan Sorsby, which has been an interesting story to follow.
If it's going to take a turn, it'll take a turn by this weekend. Because, I mean, if he's going to...
Yeah, guys got to get his ducks in a row now, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got a month before training camp start.
Yeah, there's not a lot of time.
You don't have a team, much less a playbook, so you don't have a chance to compete for anything if you don't get in now.
Correct. There is not a lot of time here for old Sorsby to make his move. We got Dolphins training camp starting in about a month. We got the Hurricanes ACC media kickoff will be in about 3 weeks from now in Charlotte. Looking forward to taking that trip as we always do with the Orange Bowl. Our friends over at the Orange Bowl sponsoring our trip once again this year, Omar. So we'll have a great handful of shows for you out there. The question I have is, will Bill Belichick make his rounds to the radio stations this year? He did not.
You need to make it a goal to have a one-on-one interview with Bill Belichick.
Well, I would. I mean, if he would come down, it's not really.
I would think it'd be in his benefit. I think you should set it up with you.
You want me to lie to him and tell him, like, I think it'd be good for your recruiting? Like,
absolutely. That's not a lie. That's not a lie.
Well, it is a lie.
No, it's not.
I don't think anything would be good for recruiting because I don't think anybody wants to play for Bill Belichick.
Oh, I think tons of kids down here in this market would want to learn how to be a professional and make $1 million a year because UNC is paying.
I still strongly disagree. Everyone's paying.
I know, but UNC
paying.
is really paying.
Like, here's the thing, though. If you... And I hate to compare it to the guys at UM because UM has like an elite coaching staff at every position. But why would you want to go over there and play for Bill Belichick, who looks like he's half in, and Michael Lombardi, who's there, whatever he calls himself?
Bill Belichick's son is a defensive coordinator.
The kids are over there. Like, why would you?
Because they will teach you how to be a pro.
No, they won't.
Bill Belichick is considered one of the greatest coaches in NFL history. You don't think he can help a young man learn how to play cornerback or learn how to play wide receiver?
I'm sure he can help,
learn how to play
but I don't know that
quarterback.
I don't know that he has any better, information on how to play than
he's one of the great programs. You're like saying Bear Bryant can't help a kid learn how to play.
He has no track record of being a successful college coach, though.
Okay, coaching is coaching. I do believe good coaches.
No, I don't believe that at all. Like, there's a big difference between building a college team and an NFL team.
An NFL team, a college team now has a salary cap. A college team now.
Well, no, they don't, but
yes,
whatever.
Yes,
maybe
they
technically, but
they do have
really
a salary
matter.
cap.
But here's the thing, Omar. Like, if Jeff Hafley, right, who coaches the Dolphins?
Yes, he coached Boston College.
It's his job to coach. Okay, but it's his job to coach the team. Right, that's his number one job, not to build the team, not to assemble the roster, not to be,
Bill wasn't good at assembling the roster. He was good at coaching the team.
But in college, like, Mario Cristobal's got to build the roster. Like, there's a lot more that
Mario Cristobal has a GM.
Mario Cristobal's, but he's got to go to the high school kids' games and their houses, and all that different stuff. It's a much different deal coaching in college than it is in the pros.
It is a different deal, but his selling point is I could help you get to the pros. I could help you become a better professional. Now, obviously, it wasn't very successful last year in terms of that selling point turning out into reality. But I think that a better season with better prospects and better talent around him will give him a chance. UNC has everything they need to be put together a winner. They're a historic program. They've got money.
Not football, they're not, but
they got money coming out the wazoo.
Yeah, but a lot of schools do, and it doesn't mean you're just going to win. Like, most schools are paying to compete. Not most.
I mean, if Duke won the ACC, UNC can win the ACC.
Well, Duke winning the ACC is a conversation for another time. By the way,
it happened. Didn't it?
Speaking of which, Alex Dono is going to be with us for a few hours tomorrow morning, so we can get into the college football talk with him, get his take on this whole Sorsby deal. It's a strange time in college athletics, to say the least. Right? There's a lot of moving parts right now. And I don't know, Omar. I don't know what it's going to look like in a year. I don't know what it's going to look like in 2 years. Like, we've had seemingly every offseason, we have had very bizarre college football stories. And this Brendan Sorsby thing is the latest. And, it's every year you're like, wow, it can't get any weirder.
This is weird.
This was a very strange story. And going to your backyard judge and getting the injunction, and then the school puts out a video for you, and then it doesn't work out. And now the NFL says you're not welcome here. And
then your conference blackballs your school.
Absolutely just bizarre stuff. All right, we have a World Cup match in town tonight, and the World Cup is off and rolling. The star power in that thing, man. It seems like every match the stars are shining bright here. We're going to talk to Michelle Kaufman from the Miami Herald, get the lowdown on everything going on in the World Cup. She's going to join us when we come back here on QAM.